This is Jordan Grace, and you're listening to the Social Suplex Podcast Network.
BWB, this is One Nation Radio. You better get it right. Rich Latta, James Boyd came to give them life. The Blackest Wrestling Podcast has come to kick all ass and drop it 6 feet if they kicking trash. Word, let me welcome y'all to something different. And if you dig it, man, you should let some friends listen. We be getting it in, this on the regular, dude. Ravish and flow, but this shit rude. See, James don't rap, so I had to break it down. The whole network, man, we coming for the crown. Raps in the columns, I keep them both covered. Making the beats too, so the listeners can bump it. Hit us with the rating, yeah, I'm saying it's a 5. Before you hit it, talk, bob your head side to side. It's One Nation Radio, and this is the beginning. It's Rich, and I'm here with James. It's time to listen to One Nation.
We got to unleash the power of the pyramid.
This is Mike Sempervive from WrestlingObserver.com. Check me out on Wrestling Observer Live every day. And also check out your boys, Rich and James, on One Nation Radio.
This is Kenny Omega. We're listening to One Nation Radio. Check it out, guys. These guys know what's up. Big Kenny Omega fans, and that's all that counts to me. Goodbye and good night. Bang.
Hey, folks. Welcome to this week's edition of One Nation Radio. I'm James Boyd. Hear me out. Rich Latta. What's going on, man?
I am sad.
Sad. Yeah. Is that where we're starting? I mean, there's a lot of sports we got to talk before we get to the sports entertainment or pro wrestling. So I guess we'll start there. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and announce it, and I'm gonna hand it over to Rich. I guess today, Caitlin Clark announced that she is going to be shut down for the season with her groin injury that has been just left lingering for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. So, Rich, you've been following this. This is your beat. I guess we hand it off to you.
Yeah, man. Caitlin Clark dropped a statement probably like an hour before we started recording tonight, and I actually put a video out. I want to say maybe 2 days ago, where I essentially kind of snapped on the organization and was essentially telling them that they need to tell the truth at this point. And the reason I have kind of carried it like that is because I felt like I've been far more reasonable than your normal vocal Caitlin Clark fan. You can check my comment sections who have been dragging this organization over the coals for months now. And the whole deal with this, I see, is this is incredibly bad for the Fever, PR-wise, the way they seemingly led. This is what it feels like. I don't know if this is the truth. It's like they led all these fans on for months to keep supporting this team when they could have announced she's out indefinitely a while ago. They could have been, just kept it real. There was a hidden ankle injury that they didn't bother reporting on until the heat started getting turned up again once they had a little bit of home practices. And basically people were targeting the second week of August. And what happened was that came and went, and then organization, the podcasters, the beat writers, and the fans started putting pressure on the organization. And one thing I've noticed with the WNBA is not like the NBA, the NFL, anything like that, where you can just yell at the fucking moon or whatever. If you're outside the organization, you won't hear shit. But with the WNBA, it feels like they're very reactive because obviously it's a lot smaller space, and you become a large voice, I think, easily. Look no further proof than my YouTube channel. But she traveled from game to game, city to city, road games, and a lot of people were like, well, why isn't she staying back, getting treatment or whatever? Mm-hmm. But she was showing up, she was signing autographs for people, she was walking around the arena, which she didn't have to do any of that, honestly. And they were selling all these tickets all year, home and away, moving games. And a lot of fans feel ripped off. A lot of people who got in on this whole thing, this is you can blame this on a lot of things. It's all right, it's a muscle tear injury. So it wasn't like someone necessarily pushed her and she got hurt or fouled her too hard. But this, for me, feels like a cumulative thing of the intense physicality and then the extra bulk that was put on in the offseason. And all these things to combat this physicality to disguise the lack of skill. And what's happened is Caitlyn played 13 games her second year. This was set to be the biggest season in WNBA history. And in a lot of fronts, it kind of still is, right? Because all the fans that she created last year were hanging around, propping these numbers up and showing up to road games, showing up to home games, still buying merch, league pass subscriptions. All that stuff is up. And like, people always try to like separate the two. These things are married. And now that they've announced this, I imagine people are taking this very hard. Like, as far as like, just like whatever Caitlin Clark means to them, whatever. And when I say this, like, I'm talking like little girls all the way up to like, grown motherfuckers or whatever. But mostly the kids, like, are probably super heartbroken at this point. And now it just feels like they were not transparent enough for a lot of people, because athletes get injured all the time. It's not a new thing that somebody got an injury, but you look at the refereeing, the physicality, the lack of transparency for the organization, the day-to-day diagnosis, which everyone was kind of like, what the fuck is a day-to-day groin injury? And we've talked about LeBron James in 2019 with that same thing. But, his whole thing, he was able to come back and he still struggled. He couldn't move largely when he came back.
So I don't know if we talked about this on air, but I'm looking at it now because I'm going through messages that me and you sent in Twitter DMs, and we have a thread with JML, and you had sent it in there. Someone basically saying this is laid out this whole thing, and then like you sent it to me. I remember saying to you like, you know what? I never really thought about it because I wasn't paying close attention. But oh yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. Yeah, I was like, and my immediate example was LeBron 2019. He tore his groin on Christmas Day, 2018, and then he was listed day to day. And then he didn't show up and play a game until, was it March or was it late February?
February. I think it was February.
Yeah. Day to day, and you missed like 6 weeks. It's like, get the hell out of here. So,
yeah.
And the whole thing was.
And they shut Caitlyn like down essentially as far as like speaking to the media too. So this is the first time we've heard from her today. People are going to start asking her questions, and obviously she's really good at media, but it don't mean that she's not going to crack or whatever else. So. Right.
Like, it's one of those things where I've seen this happen before when it comes to, you have a big draw, you at a place that's trying to sell tickets, it's depending on this person is bringing in so many eyes, so much attention, and all of a sudden, like, this person has this injury, and it don't match what the injury report says. What's happening? It don't match up. It don't make sense. So it's like, all right, once you sent me that tweet from somebody, this is back in August 20th, I was like, yep, that's what this is. And sure enough, here we are. A couple weeks later, and now they shut it down for the year. And this screen, and I don't care what
they sold hope all year.
They look. I don't know whose decision it was. That's not important. I get why they did it. My point is, it fucking sucks for everybody that's following this league that this happened. And like, what's the point of having an injury report if you're gonna erroneously put shit down, right? It's wrong. It's wrong. It don't make no sense. And now I will say this, as far as the part about her traveling with the team, as opposed to staying home to get treatment, I don't know how well equipped these WNBA staffs are compared to like NBA staffs. So I don't know.
Well, think about it like this.
Okay.
Pacers organization owns both, share the same building.
Yeah,
they have all the resources.
Sure, they may share resources, but that don't mean that they're applying the same number of resources to the WNBA as they are to the, you know what I'm saying? Like, that don't mean they get the same number of trainers. They have the same staffs working on both, right? Like, for example, I don't imagine, because, the Bensons who own the Saints used to own the Pelicans, still do, like, when they had the worst training staff in the NBA, it was because they were splitting duties between the Saints and the Pelicans. And there's 53 guys on the NFL roster compared to 15 tops in the NBA. I don't think they still had the same number of people working on each thing. So I don't know. Like, it's just, and I don't think you want to know. I think it's gonna be I think that's a scandal. You'd be like, wait a second.
Yeah.
You have an NBA.
It's like you got this woman that's outdrawing finals games. It's like, nah, bro, you gotta send everybody in there.
No, it ain't even about that part. It's wait a second. These NBA teams also own WNBA teams. these rosters are about the same. Is this is it effectively a Title IX issue that's not Title IX because it's not college? You know what I'm saying? Like, are this something that we have yet to uncover or know as a thing yet? So that's what I mean. Like, that's
Pablo Torre on the case.
You might have stumbled upon a scandal just while I was just talking. You know what I'm saying? So
get Pablo Torre on the case.
Yeah, he find that shit out real quick. But yeah, man, it just sucks because like the league is doing really well, and I think it does point to the people that have things to say or not or want to make it very, very clear that the W was on the uptick before Caitlyn is like, that is true, but when somebody shows up on screen to play, the ratings go way up. And regardless of if the W was, it was heading up there, they're still a top draw. So
yeah,
I think a lot of these people have a hard time with not acknowledging that both things are true.
And I think, we've always heard this thing, like, and going back to Paige Beckers, like, Caitlin Clark only, quote unquote, became who she was because Paige Beckers got injured, right? Well, Caitlin Clark's been injured this year, right? Everybody's got all the opportunity now.
Yep.
You got the platform to see who can become, if it was that easy for someone to be Caitlin Clark. Let's see it. Nafisa Collar plays Asia Wilson tonight. Let's see if anybody gives a fuck. It's going to decide the MVP race tonight.
Right, and that ain't no knock against either one of them because those are the two clear best basketball players in the world in the women's sport, in the women's division. So yeah, like some people look.
People were just tapped on the head as
attention
these
and stardom
special people.
And the it factor. It's not a thing that's logical. It's a time and place thing, and Caitlyn happened to be time and place, and she has a game that is very, very entertaining. It's something you've never seen in the women's side of the sport, and like when we saw parts of that in the men's side of the sport. It made a superstar or that was on his way to a superstar on his way to becoming a legend. Like it's very similar. I don't know why people bristle at the Steph stuff. I'm not saying she's going to become the Steph Curry of women's basketball, but what I'm saying is people want to see that, and people have a relation to that, and young girls have a relationship to that of like, I can't be a Asia Wilson. I can't be a Nafisa Collier. I can't be a LeBron James. I can't be a Kevin Durant. I can't be a Russell Westbrook. But I can relate to Steph Curry or Caitlin Clark because they look like bodies that I can attain, and I can, it's almost like golf. It's like maybe you can, have that kind of drive off the green. Maybe you can, but only so many people get tapped on the head with that kind of talent, and it's been weird. Obviously, the Angel Reese thing happened, and with white backlash to Angel Reese giving, Caitlin Clark some of her own medicine, but we've covered that on this show and on your own separate channel about that ad nauseum. It's just people still don't know how to act around this stuff, and like I wanted to see her in the playoffs, and
I was hoping she'd come back and be like and basically just give us like one game where she went crazy, where it's like, all right. They took the second season from her, but they're like she's clearly coming back. And
you wanted that Michael Jordan.
I wanted that 63.
Yep, you wanted. I knew it.
Absolutely, wanted that 63.
You wanted. You want? Hold on.
Did you want Clark was disguised as God out there?
Yeah, I'm about to say. Did you want some? I'm sorry. Did you want Brianna Stewart to say that was Caitlin Clark dressed as Jesus?
Yes. So her statement. So she released a statement first. Then the team kind of started posting about it, and I think they did that basically so people wouldn't buck back at her because, like I said, people have had this organization under fire. Stephanie White, Amber Cox, Kelly Krauskopf, they better not show their face nowhere. So Caitlin was like, I had hoped to share a better update, but I will not be returning to play this season. I spent hours in the gym every day with the singular goal of getting back out there. Disappointed isn't a big enough word to describe how I am feeling. I want to thank everyone who had my back through all the uncertainty. This has been incredibly frustrating, but even in the bad, there is good. The way fans continue to show up for me and the Fever brought me so much joy and important perspective. I am proud of how this team has only gotten stronger through adversity this year. Now it's time to close out the season and claim our spot in the playoffs.
It's really
Kelsey
impressive,
Mitchell,
like given how they've been a mash unit this year. Everyone's been hurt.
I have never seen a team deal with injury, like non-football division, like seeing a team like deal with just so many leg and lower body injuries, foot, broken feet, fucked up knees, people just like the groin thing here, Sophie Cunningham, Caitlin Clark, Erin McDonald, Chloe Bibby, and I'm forgetting people. There's more people too.
Rich, didn't Leslie Hall get hurt for a short amount of time?
No, but she's walking around with raccoon eyes right now because she got her tit cracked.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, and meanwhile, like Aaliyah Boss is our toughest soldier. she
That's the nicest woman on earth.
Look, I almost wore a Wolverine shirt today. Her bones might as well be fused with adamantium too. Like she unbreakable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine being one of the most physical women in the whole W, and your whole team go down. Look, and she too nice to say this. She'd walk in there and be like, she should be out there acting like Bill Parcells tomorrow. Why y'all in the trainer's room? Get y'all ass out the trainer's room. But she too nice to say that.
Yeah, but they're probably going to end up as the 8th seed at this point, or the 7th seed, probably one of those two.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're getting smoked in the first round for sure now. And they tried hard. They fought. I watched this team pretty much the whole year still, even without Kaylin in the lineup, and like they got heart. Like it was a game a couple weeks ago against the Connecticut Sun. The Sun aren't good or anything, but it was like the game Sophie Cunningham went down. So Sophie's goes out with the MCL or the meniscus, whatever the fuck it was, and then
I thought it was MCL.
Yeah, MCL, and then Kelsey Mitchell fucking goes crazy and drops like 38 or whatever, and they go to overtime, win on the road, and it was like, yo, like I don't know who's gonna be here in the lineup, but like like that was like, yo. Like, you got to give it to them. Like, they ride until the wheels fall off, essentially. And, like, the wheels might be falling off here, but damn, like, it's a lot, man. It's a lot, like, watching this team, like, they incredibly close or whatever. And it's like, I'm ingesting all the news reports and figure out, the lineups and who works good with who, and seeing, what Stephanie White is trying to do. They did not quit on her. Stephanie White had walked in the locker room after that, and it was like she broke down crying in front of them. It was crazy. Like they were putting in players in the game that hadn't played all season. They were like giving contributions. It was like all these people staying ready. It was like this team got robbed. Like not only did the team get robbed, the league got robbed of this team this year because like it was going to be a special season. Like, and they would have been right there. So
yeah, I mean they were. If healthy, you were expecting them to get into the second round,
minimum. Like,
yeah.
Like I pretty much picked them to go to the finals. Like, and it would have saw like probably the Aces or the Lynx at this rate, or them three teams would have had to battle it out, in that second round. I wasn't worried about the Liberty, but
really,
yeah.
Based off the regular season stuff.
I think the Fever, when healthy, match up well with them. Okay. And the Liberty have had their own kind of collapse, of late. So, but yeah, it's tough, man. I mean, and
the Liberty started out.
Everybody wanted. Oh, they started like 9-0. They were great.
They started out at such an unsustainable clip because like while they started out, similar, very very similar to the Lynx, like they didn't have like the point differential that made sense. The Lynx was out here putting belt to ass on everybody, so that made sense. The Lynx, the Liberty were like, how does their record match? It don't make sense. Eventually, this is going to regress to the mean, and it did.
Stewart's missed time, Jones missed time, Sabrina's missed time. They've rotated people in. They've had a lot going on. So yeah, we'll get to more about it. But yeah, like you haven't heard like as much WNBA talk this year because Caitlin's like kind of led the charge on all this, and everyone kind of fell behind, in line behind that. And once you take away the top draw, things are just different. So, hopefully, she makes a full recovery, and we'll see if she decides to play an unrivaled over the winner. I would be kind of surprised if she did, but at this point, she's got to get in some games somewhere, just because it's been only 13 games since like last season. So I think you got to get, I don't even know if she played internationally, but who knows? So
yeah, I mean, who knows how bad it is?
Yeah,
who knows how bad it is? Like, so I wouldn't even. I couldn't imagine. I'd be surprised. I mean, wouldn't you still be surprised if she had showed up on Unrivaled? Or no?
I would be really surprised because
there's no reason for her not to be in it last year outside of like what we think are some political reasons for her not to be in there. Same reason Asia Wilson is in there.
Like it, and that groin injury. Like I am constantly in fear of tearing a groin. I can just imagine what that shit is like. Hell no. Like, nope. No parts, sir. So get well soon, Caitlin. We'll see you in 2026. So everybody, the Fever better off without Caitlin Clark. What narratives we're going around, James? That they can have them all now. Take their pick.
Yeah. No.
Everything's just as popular. Paige Becker's a real star. Everything. Have them all.
Yeah. Paige Becker's. I don't know about if she's a star or not. She should be based off her game. But the thing is, like, game don't control whether or not people become stars. Sports aren't fair like that, especially women's sports. Like, it happens. It's unfortunate. You would like that, like, that shit is like, more merit based, but like that's what the sport is for. People go out there and they ball or they don't, and the people that ball the most, they get the most respect. Now, you would like it to be both, but if you had to choose one, do you want the respect of the diehards and then the league, or do you want the respect of the idiots and talking heads? Like, I don't want to be a subject of First Take or any of these fucking shows.
Speaking of that, it's been real quiet on the WNBA front this year on First Take. So
that's a blessing in disguise. So look, it ain't all bad.
I ain't had to hear Monica McNutt say nothing crazy this year, so
I feel like she be getting tripped up because they be coming at her crazy. She'd be like, all right. And then she wanted to snap. Like, remember when JJ Reddy's be on the show and JJ be like, he'll go OD compared to how he normally is on any other media. It's because like them places bring the bad out of you. Look, the dark forces bring it out of you. I'm telling you, it's like it's a place of temptation to go to evil forces. You don't. It's a bad place, man. Stay away from it. So I guess we've got to move other places in the sports world.
Yeah. All right. College football started this past weekend.
Ooh, yes.
And there was a lot that fucking happened.
So much. Like
I'll throw it back to you, James.
What are the things you want to talk about the most? And then like I can go through like some quick pass on other stuff. Like after that.
Arch. Okay. I guess we talk about Arch and yeah. So I didn't think Arch was terrible or anything like that. I thought he was just, I don't think he had a good game or anything.
Right.
But when you consider the circumstances and you look at literally everyone else's game, who did have a good game in that game? That shit was a slugfest.
So these are two of the best defenses in the country, if not the two best defenses in the country. Like Ohio State, like minus defensive linemen, linebackers, secondary, best combination linebackers and secondary in the country, right? Texas, stars, dogs everywhere. And, I told you last year, I was like, bro, next year I think it's going to be Texas and Georgia as like the two potential Death Stars. If this art shit, and I was like, I didn't say this to you, but like, I was like, especially if this art shit hits, like Texas, if Arch is, what he was sold as, this might be just a wrap. But he struggled. Like, even though he's playing an incredible defense, and like I was watching the game and I was like, man, is Caleb Downs gonna get him or not? As far as pick him off at some point. He was missing easy stuff. Like,
yeah, he
funky
was throwing
thorn
to
motion
the ground,
and all that. It was weird.
Throwing behind people a few times.
Late and high a lot. Yeah. Now what I will say, go ahead, Rich. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know. I think people have kind of been unnecessarily rough on him, and I guess there was like this whole faction or that was waiting around the corner. Apparently, I had no idea, but I thought we was all in on like, you know, seeing what it was like. It was a return to the old school and how college used to be, where niggas waited their turn to get in the lineup at the same school. He finally gets his chance, and you see what it is or whatever. But man,
you would think that, but like you got to remember, like all of this.
I'm approaching this stuff in good faith,
right? So am I. Like I have no reason not to not like Arch Manning, but then I think what happened was people started throwing around like generational talent, and like for me with football, especially with quarterbacks, I don't know what the hell that means. I don't know what it means, cause like generational talent. Because when you tell me a basketball player's generational talent, I know exactly what you mean. And barring catastrophic injury or something unexpected that threw a monkey wrench into a person's career, that's going to work out. There are plenty of people that, like, I've seen that from the quarterback position that exhibit all the skills. You see the toolbox and you see how many, or you see the attributes list, right? Almost like a virtual player, like an esports player, and you see all the attributes maxed out, or people that I've seen closest to maxing out that stuff. That don't mean they're gonna be the best quarterbacks. So, right. So for example, today, right, Ryan Clark got in a lot of shit because he said, I saw He said, I don't see Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and Drew Brees generational talents. And then people were like, well, they're first, second, and third in all-time touchdowns and yards. What the hell are you talking about? Do you think they're more talented than Aaron Rodgers or Cam Newton? Do you think, not trying to be funny, do you think those three had more arm talent than Jay Cutler? They didn't.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, Jay can make a lot of different throws, but like, that's a bag thing.
Exactly. Generational talent is bag. Generational talent is bag. Right? Like, and that's the thing that we get it. That we always talk about when it comes to NBA, but when we applies to quarterbacks, it just comes down to we don't ever think about that stuff. So now when you have guys draft people, and you have people say, "Hey man, this person can't do X, Y, or Z," and they're like, "Hey man, you ain't focusing on like, hey, do the chains keep moving? Do the points still get scored? Do the wins still stack up?" Like obviously, from a evaluation standpoint, like look man. There have been plenty of quarterbacks. I'm wrong all the time. I didn't think Dak, when I watched Dak Prescott in Mississippi State, I did not see NFL quarterback. I was wrong as fuck. Right? But my same eyes also saw Anthony Richardson was like, there's no way in fuck that's going to work out. No way in fuck. I was right. I said the same thing about Josh Allen. He's my second favorite quarterback to watch in the whole sport now. I don't hold it against people when I'm wrong on this because you can't, there's no way to figure out whether this works or not because like there were cases when it comes to Josh Allen, it was like, well, he's not accurate. How the fuck do you get more accurate in the NFL when you were accurate in college? He's happened to do it. Not only did he happen to do it, he happened to do it like after like 2 years in the league, which is mind blowing, but not everybody can do that, obviously. That's like this person works hard, he'll get a jumper. How often does that ever happen? Yeah, almost never.
It's like some Kawhi Leonard shit.
For every Kawhi Leonard, there's like 15 Rajon Rondos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
Yes. He works hard, he'll get a jumper. Like that's one of those things, right? This is another digression thing, right? When people talk about how Jordan was going to profile into the league in today's era, he's like, oh, of course he'll get a jumper. Why would he get it? Why? Why do you think he's gonna will himself to get a jumper when he couldn't will himself to get a jumper when he was in this league? There was 3-point line when he came in the league his whole career. We ain't talking about Magic Johnson or Bird. So anyway, back to Arch. Like he had a bad game, but yet he played a whole lot better in that second half.
Yeah, I thought he was essentially going down the field and had a chance to win at the end. Right. So like, I mean. And this is the number one team or number one defense, number 3 in the nation, first real start.
On the road. Yeah.
And like, I think he's going to be fine. I think he's going to come out the next 3 weeks and throw a bunch of touchdowns and run for a bunch of yards. And then everyone's going to be like, oh, Or they're just going to sweep it under the rug. We never said none of that shit. Like, you know, the first week. So
it's go like they look. That is the best defense that is either the best defense he's going to face all year or the second best defense. The only other defense he's going to face even close to that is Georgia. That's it. So he might be great for 10 games, stinking 2, and then you're going to remember those 2 because it's Georgia and it's Ohio State. But it's like, by all accounts, he's coming back next year. Now, do you want to compare that to some of these other quarterbacks I saw that Phil Yates gave first round grades to that I just don't buy, right? Like K Klubnik, this is my 3rd year watching him. I ain't seen him beat a really good team once. Yeah, he's good putting up numbers, but whatever. And like I also like the revisionist history and people have on Arch was like, oh, you know, like. They're doing the whole look at his uncles, whatever. It's like, I'm sorry. Are we talking about the same Peyton Manning that never beat Florida? Maybe you want to run that back. Are we talking about the same Peyton Manning that historically is one of the worst playoff droppers ever? Let's not act like Peyton Manning was some dog when the game was the highest stakes moments in the history of football. All-time great player, one of the greatest players in NFL history. He was not the same guy more times than not when the pressure was on the most historically at multiple levels of the sport. So let's not act like, let's not do the revisionist history and just like forget. But yeah, man, I think he'll be fine. Look, some of them throws he did connect on, those were big boy throws. So
yeah, there was one. It was like when he just got himself out of his own red zone and he threw it for like, I don't know, like 35 yards. I was like, oh, he got some.
Right.
Like,
but he did miss some of the easiest shit in the world. So it's like, I get clowning him, but like, it would be unwise to write that dude off.
Look, that segment, as I was talking about earlier, they was waiting for Arch to stumble.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Apparently he was being compared to Shedeur Sanders this whole time, James. I had no idea about this.
Man, I saw it on Twitter and I hit you up about it. I was like, I don't get this at all. What does Shedeur like? And then it was like, oh, well, y'all said that, people that wanted to defend Shedeur started burying Arch to prop up Shedeur. And it's like, this is Arch Manning's first start versus a real opponent. He's never had game action. He's a really good team. Like, and he's like Shedeur Sanders when he got to Colorado,
senior
was already an offensive conference player of the year. He was already when he got to Colorado, he was already a good ass college player. I don't get these people. Like, we're talking about someone that has yet to have the experience, is unproven, versus someone that was when he got there. If you want to do this next year with Arch, if Arch doesn't start, playing like this next year, have at it. I think it's not this apples to oranges. Also, like, how do I say this? When you saw some of the big boy throws that the Arch was making, did you see any of the throws when he was throwing the ball from one of them college hash to the other fucking side of the field? Did you remember any of them Shedeur games when he was doing that in Colorado? Because I don't. Not now that, like I said, talent bag versus efficiency and getting the job done. Shedeur's so far is a hell of a better college player than Arch has, because Arch ain't done nothing. But you get my point. Like, this how people...
It's like, you got to give him a chance to do something. Like,
if you're operating good faith, yeah.
Right, if you go to... I would say, because, like, Shedeur got his head buzzed plenty of times at Colorado.
Yeah.
So, like...
And he never played no defense that was as good as that Ohio State team. Never. Not once. He was in the Pac-12, then the Big 12. There ain't no Ohio State defense out there.
Hey, man,
I take that back. I forgot at one time when he got his head bust versus Oregon. That's the closest thing. And even they weren't as good as Ohio State's back seven is. So, rest of the quarterbacks, that Phil Yates thing, Drew Aller, Nussmeier, K. Klubnik, your boy Leavitt at Arizona State. Look, I only watched a few of them this week so far. I'll get to the rest of them. Hey, man, only first round quarterback, or only guy that I feel confident out of the list of 6 that he put down there, Garrett Nussmeier. That's it. Went out there,
throwing them fast ass receivers at LSU.
Good look. But the thing about him was NFL size. Well, if he puts on 5 more pounds, perfect, prototypical NFL size, NFL arm, anticipation in the throws, and then he's checking in and out of shit. In that loud ass environment in Clemson, he's checking out of shit. He out of all the guys you saw this weekend, that's the closest guy that looks like in a first round, a number 1 overall pick at quarterback. Well, remains to be seen how the rest of the year goes, but that's the guy that looks like the guy so far. I didn't watch any Drew Allen. I saw only highlights. I liked how some of that looked, but he was playing weak competition. We'll see what he looks like when he plays Oregon or Ohio State this year. Those are the games that matter for me with Drew Aller, because I never bought Drew Aller last year or the year before.
Florida State whooped Alabama's ass.
Yep.
That's right. The nose, baby. We back, baby. Alabama was ducking all this smoke. We finally gave them what they were looking for. Tommy Castellanos talked all that shit. What they gonna do without Nick Saban? Nick Saban ain't here to save them now. I don't know how they gonna guard me. It pays it off. Week 1. It's a Florida State legend, right?
Hey man, so when he scored that touchdown, I don't know if you saw it. You know what? I'm gonna send it to you so you could see it. But when he scored that touchdown, I think he scored the first offensive touchdown for Florida State. When he scored, there was a still picture of him going, scoring, and then like they had the legends on the sideline, and you see Peter Warrick and Dalvin Cook just give them all the love, and I was like, that's interesting. And then I saw the gif of it. Wait, look at this gif, Rich. I just sent it to you now. Man, that ain't number. Look, that's a legendary moment. That's gonna regardless, whatever happens for the rest of the year, Florida State, like that will be what people will remember. Was like, hey man, after the last year, after the DJU shit, a quarterback that actually got some dog and some heart in him. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, man. Look, I was not expecting this. In fact, I was quite frankly expecting what happened in the game to be reversed. Like I thought that
this was some real bullying going on this shit. Like it wasn't these niggas just throwing a bunch of deep bombs. Look. It felt like there was one team that was like, we the boss today. Yeah. And that was Florida State.
Yeah.
We gonna move you where we want you. And you gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Crazy overhaul.
It could have been worse.
It could have been. They lost the turnover battle because of that muff punt. If they don't muff that punt, like, there is no way Florida State only wins by 14. They win by 17-21. Like, they just beat their ass. Like, 230 yards running the ball. Only had to put it in the air 14 times. And it wasn't because, like, he couldn't throw the ball. He had 2 big bombs. Or not bombs. Like, he had the one bomb to Squirrel White. He also had the wheel route. But yeah, man, it was a thorough ass one. Like, the thing that was most impressive to me was like, hey, you had 50-something yards rushing in the first drive. After that, we shut the rest of the water out. You ended this game with like 83 rushing yards. After the first drive, they only had like 30-something rushing yards the rest of the game. For basically like 50-something minutes of the game, they only had like 30-something rushing yards. They kicked their ass. And it was honestly, it was shocking to see. But Florida State had some impact freshmen. They have a set of brothers or twins at the defensive line, along with a dude that got a 3rd round grade last year, decided to come back and is trying to get a 1st round grade in Daryl Jackson at nose tackle. So yeah, man, they also another guy, former Alabama guy that ended up transferring after Saban left, named Earl Little. Last year, there was big talk about he was on ball, and then like it didn't happen, and then like the talk happened again, and I was like, I ain't buying it, because last year it didn't happen, and then he was number 0 to safety. He was coming out and he was out here smacking shit left and right. And when college football this year on the cover is Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams, the 2 freshmen sensations from last year receiver, bro. The hits that Earl Little and the cornerback put on him in the game, he checked them out. He alligator arms the whole rest of the game. They kept putting helmets and shoulder pads into that nigga, and he just didn't want no more. So yeah, man, it was a thorough ass whooping. and very impressive. And like, there's a reason why
it was like one of these.
Go ahead.
That was like one of them. It's a new era type loss for Alabama. Yeah. Like, yo. Like, hold on, bro. It's almost like you remember when Florida started getting their ass whooped after Urban Meyer left, and it was like, oh, these niggas.
Yeah. Now, one thing, the reason why Rich is, I don't know if Rich remembers this, but me and him were talking about, like, Alabama and how hard that job is, and that they just had the greatest coach ever, so it never really came up. But like, Rich was always like, why is this job? I don't think he said it in these exact terms, but like, it was very similar. It's like, there's Alabama, and then there's Alabama with or without Saban, right? And like, they're gonna have and there might be there's gonna be an opportunity to see like what Alabama looks like without the greatest coach ever attached to it. And we've seen this in other places where it's like, what does Florida State look like without Bobby Bowden, or Bobby Bowden past his prime? What does Penn State look like after Paterno? Like, can you win at these places at the same level without the guy there? Right? And Alabama is going to be a good school always, but it's not the Death Star no more. And even though they have the second, composite ranking, still have the second most talented team in the country roster, they're like 5-5 in their last 5 games, or 4-4 in the last 8 games, something like that. And they just got their ass kicked by a team that won 2 games last year. Now, don't get me wrong, like, that team should not have won 2 games last year. They should have won like 8. But like, I don't think this Florida State team is like is not a playoff team. Like, this is a team that, like, they might, on their best hopes can win 10 games. Their best hopes. If they can steal one versus Florida or versus Clemson or versus Miami, they can win 10 games. But yeah, it was very eye-opening. It was like, Alabama has some issues. Their quarterback straight up stinks. They should have got one in the transfer portal. Straight up stinks. But like, the one thing that's shocking is like, I did not expect the worst rushing team in college football last year all of a sudden to run for 230 yards versus a team full of 4s and 5 stars. That was shocking.
And Paul Feinbaum gonna be eating it all year. Legend gonna be calling it all year. Caleb DeBoer, I suggest you walk around like Daft Punk out there.
Hey, so I thought it was ridiculous that they were going to try and fire him, or he could be fired this year, regardless of how bad it goes. Like, unless they lose to like one of their non-conference teams, right? Or they miss a bowl, right? It's going to take like 7. It's going to take 7 to 5 to get him fired, right? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But because most of these buyouts is like a certain percentage of that contract got to be paid at a certain date, right? Like almost like a down payment. Where it is, his contract is no. You fire him, you just got to pay out the balance on equally in month to month, like a bill. So like, so to fire him,
his like, agent hook that up.
So to fire him, you got to pay him like $900,000 a month until 2031 or something like that. Every month.
Wow.
But that's easier to be able to collect and get together to fire somebody than, you got to have $30 or $40 million ready right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But if they fire
any chance they go after Jimbo Fisher?
Absolutely not. Like, here's my question for Alabama fans. Who do you think they would hate more as a hire? Jimbo or Dabo?
Man.
Because for years it was, Dabo was a session plan for people. That's what they wanted until Clemson stopped being a perennial playoff contender. Once they start becoming like a 10.5 win team as opposed to an 11 win team every year, all of a sudden now it's like, no, we don't want them. It's like, hey man, if you say so.
Jimbo Fisher did something with Alabama too, right?
Clemson is 9 wins every year.
He was the offensive coordinator at Alabama before, right?
LSU. When he was with Saban, he was the offensive coordinator at LSU.
Okay.
But remember, he was the head coach at UAB. So he knows how to recruit. So he's been in Alabama and knows how to recruit Alabama. Obviously knows how to recruit the South.
I would fucking die laughing. Oh my God.
I would too. Because they would hate him so quick.
Yeah.
Let's be like, why is he always talking so damn fast? Oh, they would hate once he would switch it up. They would hate him.
He would switch it up. He would adapt to the environment.
Nah. Gotta remember, he been everywhere. He just talk fast. This is how he talk. He was in College Station. He was in Tallahassee. He was at Baton Rouge. Everywhere he go, he talk fast. He get like when it's going bad, when you talk fast like that, it gives off used car salesman. It really does. It grates on you more when he's bad. It really does. But yeah, I saw people have the betting odds on it. I saw some Lane Kiffin high on that list. And I
saw that too. If Lane gets that job, that's you talk about a nigga just failing up his whole life. I swear to God, it's Lane Kiffin.
But Lane's a good bro. He has he basically has Ole Miss where it was before when it was cheating. Right? Like Lane's a good coach. The problem is you'd be like, Lane's a good coach.
His name is Mud.
Hold on, let me finish. Lane's a good coach. He has put himself on a path to be hired at one of these good ass blue blood jobs. The problem is nobody wants you to have that belongs to that fan base wants him to be that coach. You'd be like, oh yeah, like if you're a Florida State fan, because remember, like when Saban,
bro, if you took his name off his resume,
right.
But, oh yeah, you know,
right? Like when Saban stepped down, the two names that they went to offer the job to Mike Norvell. Norvell turned it down, got a pay raise from Florida State, and then they went with DeBoer, right? But while that was happening, Florida State, they got out that like if Norvell was going to leave for Alabama, one of the people they were going to look into was Lane, and I was like, Mike, don't leave. I do not want Lane Kiffin attached to my school. Like.
That is crazy.
He deserves a good ass job, just not my school. That's how everybody feels about it. This dude deserves a good ass job somewhere, just not the school that you root for. He gonna get one of these good ass jobs, and you know he's either gonna go well or it's gonna be like, see, I told you can't trust Lane because Lane only like 41 now. He's still young as hell.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Notre Dame, Miami. Notre Dame loses.
Yeah.
I'm always happy when that happens.
Yeah, man. Miami has a really good offense, and their offensive line they might have the best offensive line in the country, but we'll see. But you know, it rained. Obviously, their Notre Dame's new quarterback. Let's just start. Notre Dame has the best running back in the country. Rich, do you watch any of that game?
I caught some of the beginning of it.
So like I said, most people think that Notre Dame has the best running back in the country. Did you even know who he was? Did they even get used enough to even recognize to find out that they weird game plan, rain game. Don't give it to your all American candidate running back. Seems weird to me. CJ Carr, the new quarterback. I thought he stunk until the end. And the only reason why he played well at the end because he's mobile, so he was able to like use his legs and break out. But like I just maybe he gets better as the season goes along, but I don't buy it right now. Don't buy it right now. Yeah, and I gotta say, we gave your boy Carson Beck a lot of shit at Georgia. Georgia might want to fire their receiving coach, whoever is in charge of their receivers. They ain't hit on no receivers in a few years now, except for McConkey. So yeah, like seeing what he just did in his first game against that secondary is like, all right, man. Like they got here with a freshman wide receiver going nuts. Georgia might want to Kirby Smart might want to figure that out when it comes to receivers. So, but yeah, we'll see. Like there is a possibility that there's going to be a Florida State Miami game. It's going to be, top 10 matchup or whatever else. If the stars align and all these teams went out, Florida State should have no problem winning out. Miami got to play Florida in a couple weeks, so we'll see. But, man, I still think Miami's a better team. Like, I still think they're a better team. So we'll see.
Bill Belichick and the North Carolina Tar Heels bring your ass to the stage. They faced TCU. They had me watching this shit on a Monday night, James?
Yeah, it was Labor Day game.
Fucking Monday night college football. Mm-hmm. They got fucking Michael Jordan in the crowd, Lawrence Taylor in between lines of blow was out there.
Did you see the clip with them two together?
Yes.
where like
It was.
Lawrence Taylor
I was
like,
looking for Roy Williams.
Like, but no, the clip of Michael Jordan and Lawrence Taylor, like Lawrence Taylor all high five, and then like he say something to Mike, and Mike was like, he go from smiling to stone face, no, and it made me think of the Jordan doc of The Last Dance, where he's like, when I was a rookie, there was niggas on our team doing drugs, and I wanted no parts of that. He's like, hey man, we're finna go to the bathroom. I'm not going to the bathroom, you Lawrence. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. So I was keeping my eyes peeled. They had everybody. They had Randy Moss out there. Yep. He was next to Bill Belichick's woman, Jordan, whatever. We saw a great sign. Jordan, it took me a little while to recognize what that was. That whole thing with the Belichick with her on the beach.
Oh,
like I didn't. I didn't put two and two together when I looked at it the first time. I was like, huh? Okay. And then
Okay.
But TCU then North Carolina scores like the first drive or whatever, right? Yep. And niggas all going crazy, right? They're like, Bill done it again. This. It's a new day. It's over now. This monster is about to be unleashed.
Yep.
The college world. They're about to build a powerhouse in North Carolina.
Yes. Look, like one of the last few true sleeping giants of a program that's around. Oh yes, North Carolina is finna finally rise like they should have rose back in 97 or 98. Yes.
And instead of that, it was over. They began to get their ass stomped the fuck out.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck happened, James. It was like I looked up and it was down like 30 after that.
Bro, their quarterback is so bad. Like, his name was Gio. I forgot Gio something, but like, bro,
Gio Lopez.
Gio Lopez. He went 2 hours in real time between completions. That should be impossible.
That's a new way to play football, bitch. A new way. I mean the old way,
bro.
Like
Florida,
like Otto Graham and shit,
bro. I'll go back to it.
Before the forward pass,
Florida State against Alabama threw the ball 14 times. There was no point where Thomas Castellanos was even close to going 2 hours without a completion. That's impossible. That is impossible.
That's crazy. Like it was getting whooped so bad, they went to the backup quarterback, and his backup quarterback was out here, fuck it, I'm about to just throw to my brother so we can get some stats real quick. And then, like, the whole stadium was looking stunned. You caught fucking Kurt Herbstreit on a hot mic talking about they not good.
And then he lied on it, and then he lied on the back and said, no, I didn't say that. I was like, all right, Kurt. Okay, sure.
And then that whole stadium was like, nope. And then it was just like, yeah, man. Bill Belichick without Tom Brady, this could get nasty.
All right.
This could get nasty.
Like, bro, his crowning achievement. Like, his crowning
70
achievement
new players.
Wait, say again?
I said they brought in 70 new players.
Yeah.
So, like, it's like they're still working out a lot, and it's going to take time.
But the main thing is this, bro. Like, the thing that you would think he'd be good at, he's not good at, because look at his fucking staff. His staff's his son. His staff is one of his longtime co-conspirators, Bill Lombardi, in it as a GM of the team, and then his son's on the staff. Bill Lombardi's son's on the staff.
That nepotism,
right? I mean, here's the thing, though. That's always been the case in coaching. Always been the case. Yeah. Now it's just spillovers to players, and now we've got enough money in youth sports to be able to trickle this down to the offspring of the superstar athletes. But yeah, man, like it's just bad. Like, you look at half the, or not, like a third of the staff is like somebody's famous, or somebody that's famous in the football world's son, and you'd be like, all right, why? For example, right. The second run of the Patriots dynasty, right? The 3 championships after 2014 through 18, right?
Yeah.
The defensive coordinator was Matt Patricia, or most of it was Matt Patricia, and Matt Patricia took the job with the Lions and flamed out, right? Matt Patricia, before Bill went back into coaching with North Carolina shit, he was a part of this media thing that Bill was doing, like, we was starting, like, I'm gonna start doing commercials with her, make some money, blah, blah, and get myself out there. I'll do podcasts and appearances or whatever else. Matt Patricia was a part of that. And so was Josh McDaniels, which is weird, but whatever. Now, Matt Patricia is...
Keep it in the unit.
Right, but now Matt Patricia, you know where he's at now as opposed to being the defensive coordinator for Carolina?
Ohio State.
He's out there kicking Arch Manning's teeth down his throat with one of the best defenses in the country, as opposed to dealing with this foolishness. What did he know that we didn't know? That's kind of where I'm getting at.
I mean, what that bill is done, or
as far as are you just trying to secure bags for people and try to put your family's kids on, or are you trying to really do this for real? That's what I'm like. Did Matt Patricia had this conversation? Be like, you for play? I'm out of here. Because like Jamie Collins is like I think he's either linebacker coach or whatever else at Carolina. Like Jamie Collins was one of the better defensive players for Belichick in like the second run. So it's like he just got done playing ball. So it's I don't know what to make of this stat. I look at the stat. It don't bring. I want to say if I had a kid that was like it sounds good on paper until I see that stat. I'm like, no, they ain't serious. They're not serious. So we'll see if this
I heard some shit that he was blocking like the New England Patriots from scouting his players and stuff, and like NFL teams have found it difficult to scout Carolina guys or something like that. I don't know, but
I think the tape would make it difficult to scout the Carolina guys right now.
Yeah.
When you say you want any of them right now in the NFL?
I did not see a one.
Look, don't get me wrong. Any team with the amount of time that Carolina has is going to have a handful of guys that has an opportunity to play in the NFL. I'm not saying that they all trash. I'm just saying, like, you get your ass by TCU and you like, one of the in the 30s as far as most talented rosters. A lot of this stuff just come down to, luck and opportunity. You get your ass up like that, so the guys that should be able to play on Sundays obviously not been put in the right places. So, yeah, just it looked bad.
It was a rough night, and the hype was out of control. Next level amount of hype.
Speaking of the hype, let me tell you how hype it was for that night game. You know who they had perform for the entrance when the team came out, when Carolina came out?
Who was performing?
They brought out P.D. Pablo to perform "Raise Up," Rich.
That's right. I did see him briefly.
Man,
like North Carolina going and raise up.
Now, Rich, seeing him out there, it made it getting a nostalgic, happiness of seeing that. But Rich, I don't think I've ever asked you this. In your opinion, what do you think is the worst remix in the history of rap?
Ooh, baby. The worst remix in the history of rap. That is a difficult question. But if you're going where I think you're going with this, that would definitely be on the list.
I'm going with the Raise Up USA remix. Yeah. Now you're saying, but James, what do you mean the Raise Up USA remix? That shit is literally a 9/11 mix, a 9/11 remix.
Yes.
In fact,
that's crazy.
In fact, hold on. Hold on. P.D. Pablo.
While you do that, I'm going to try to think of some horrible remixes.
I'm going to look. So the song starts. Now, obviously, the original song, the whole front of the line, North Carolina, P.D. Pablo, we're going to the front of the line, right? In the remix, he starts talking to himself, and he says, in the time of need, when the world is going through so many changes, so many ups and downs, so many obstacles, so much confusion, I take it upon myself as being as one of the new leaders of hip-hop to make a change and bring to the forefront. Rich, a Timbaland beat will have you feeling that you are one of the new leaders of hip-hop. When niggas talk about who's the GOAT, Timbaland was giving niggas beats and hits that made them say, I want to remix, I'm going to go out here and double down. Okay?
That's crazy.
Look, man.
USA.
That
I remember when I heard that shit. I was like, man, that shit whack. Like I remember that shit
bro.
whack.
The whole first verse is him hitting you over the head with just telling you just hitting you over the head and just name dropping military bases, right? Like I'm looking through it. Fort Bragg, Fort Jackson, Camp June, Pensacola, Paris Island. And then this man goes out here and says this, hold on. The Army, the Navy, Air Force, Marines, Green Beret, Navy SEALs, New York Police, got me dressed in army fatigues. How you love that? Oh, USA!
That is insane.
This man said, USA, come on and raise up, take the flag, twist it around your hand, spin it like a helicopter.
What's that? Like, that's a fucking, like, that sounds illegal. Like, you get arrested for doing that?
Let a nigga do that now.
Yeah.
Let a nigga do that now. Go, wherever city you from, right? I want you to go to Main Street, downtown, the central, the city central, right? I want your black ass to pull out an American flag, wrap it around your head, and spin it, and see if you don't get people mad, getting jeers out there. Hey, what are you doing? You might get hit with the ER.
Somebody might run up on your ass like Triple X says, you know how they did that nigga when he was on the stage, just bum rush him.
Bro. Oh, man.
That is sick work.
Hold on, bro. Hold on.
Sick work.
I'm not done. Because, bro, when I say the 9/11 remix, this nigga literally in the second verse, he name dropped Bin Laden. This man said, hold on.
This is crazy.
This man said, way the flag strong. If somebody tell Mr. Bin Laden, there's a lot of people looking for him.
Oh, they found him.
Rich, this song came out.
They found him.
This song came out in 2001, right? Or 2002 at the latest. Yeah. They did get him. 10 years later.
Like 10 years later, yeah.
10 years later.
It was a visionary.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, that is nuts.
And in the end, there was a woman at the end doing the outro.
Yep.
Man, thank you, PD Pablo, because if we don't stand for something, we're bound to fall for anything. This is Steph Long. You're reporting live from the front line, sending lots of love and prayers out to everybody from every corner of the earth who lost a loved one, a homie, a friend. I'm talking about a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, even a cousin. On 9/11, on September 11th, we miss you, we love you, and we'll never, ever forget now. USA! Come on and raise up, take the flag, twist around your hand, spin like a helicopter. The worst remix in the history of rap. I don't give a fuck what you look. I don't care what you say about anything else. This is what's the opposite of GOAT? This is the WOAT. This is my WOAT. Because people now do this is my personal worst of all time. This is my personal worst of all time.
This is a compelling case.
Very compelling case.
The only thing that sounds like
a 9/11 remix. What the fuck is wrong with you?
The only thing I can think of, like, so this still has a charm to it being fucking goofy. Be like, USA, come on. There's somewhat charm here, right? I know it's not a remix, but like LL Cool J and Accidental Razors is absolutely the worst shit of this I've ever fucking heard in my life.
Like you said, not a remix. Not a remix.
Yeah, not a remix. But
that's way up there though. That is way up there.
It is very bad.
If you forgive my gold chains, I'll forgive the iron chains. James.
What?
James Todd Smith. What the fuck are you talking about? These are not of equal things. Like me wearing jewelry has nothing and it offends white people. I don't know what that has to do with me being offended by the historical legacy of slavery. What?
Yo.
This how you knew LL Cool J didn't have no handlers. He didn't have no people. Because no one, if you are his PR person or whatever else, you quit before this gets released, right?
You have to offer to quit. Be like, L.
No. Offer's not strong enough. I need you to send in your resume and say, look, I told him not to do this, and I stepped away from it because I cannot let him put this out. He put it out anyway. He's on his own with that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. You got to be like, yeah. There's nothing worse than accidental racist.
Yeah, because that's one of. Well, I mean, back in those days. Now, we got Kanye and we got Kanye out here rapping Nazi.
Oh yeah. That is the worst one.
That's
HH. Yeah.
That man rapping over.
Yeah, I'm not even saying the words of the name of the title.
Right.
On the stream. That's how bad it is.
Nuts.
But yeah, let's keep going, man.
Okay.
The Los Angeles Clippers, Steve Ballmer.
Bro, hold on. We are an hour in and we're still covering sports shit. All right. So,
I know.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Look, the original vision of One Nation Radio. But
Good point. Hey, it's opening week. It's opening week of the season of NFL. Yeah.
I was gonna bring that up next week, but
okay. I get you.
But I mean, we'll talk about it next week. But,
okay.
Fucking Steve Ballmer, Kawhi Leonard, Los Angeles Clippers have had the door kicked in on them by Pablo Torre for circumventing the cap. And James, I don't know if you've seen this. It's more money, I think, than we thought originally. It's actually like $50 million. Yes. Check the chat with JML.
Oh my God.
I sent like an update on it. Like there may be more, but it was at least $28 extra million or whatever for Kawhi Leonard to circumvent the cap for a fake business that he did not have to show up to that involved like planting trees and like the environment and stuff like that. And it was like this climate change thing, and it's a fucking scam. Like it's like I'm like, what the fuck is this? And they did all this. They have not won no championship. Kawhi Leonard has missed tons and tons of games. Everybody did the jokes laughing at that and everything like that. And it is funny. And the Clippers going to clip no matter who was there. But immediately, like, James started thinking, hey, man, this is this is going on around the league. I was like, well, niggas need to look. We need niggas to investigate. Then we need to get this shit. I was like, this shit sets a bad precedent, and they need to find these niggas. They need to collect their draft picks or the ones that they don't have or whatever. They need to figure out some type of harsh penalty. The NBA gotta do something. They can't just be like, hey, let this slide. I
think they kind of got to, given I think the exposure they have to this, like
circumventing the salary cap is what's going on here.
Like, okay, do you remember when Mark Cuban, and I don't bring up Mark Cuban because I'm going to come back and later hit him with the Dirk Nowitzki allegations, but do you remember when after they ejected your boy off the Clippers, kicked him out of his selling team? Who did Steve Ballmer take the job or take it from? I'm blanking right now.
Donald Sterling.
Right? I gotta forget that name. He's got AIDS. Anyway, bro, that was one of the wildest half bars you ever hear in your life. Yeah, what's so special about Big Magic Johnson? He's a philanthropist. He's got AIDS.
Like,
this is a public interview. This is going out to people are going to see this. Anyway,
cameras are on.
Donald,
you're on video. You're in 52K.
I thought you were gonna say, I'm like, you're in 50 countries, or you're in 50 states right now. They're gonna see this. But yeah, man. When they took his team for all the racist shit he did, because obviously he had all that long history of anti-black discrimination, all that kind of stuff. He still kept it until he said that, like, he does not want whites and blacks intermingling or cohabitating, right? Or integrating, right? So when that happened, because that was a secretly taped recording that leaked out, and then he got his team taken from him all in one fell swoop. like in the middle, and like it happened. That came out, and then like months later, he lost. By that point in time, he lost his team, right? So Mark Cuban was like, "Hey man, I don't know if I'm okay with them just taking his team because like that leaves open Pandora's box to then all the other people are liable to in private conversations have said something close to as fucked up or even worse that will lead them to lose their team or get their team taken from them, and that's like, obviously we're thinking to ourselves like, oh, how sad. You'll have to sell your NBA team for $2 billion. And like at that point in time, that's what it was, right? How much teams cost, right? So Ballmer has this team. He's worth over $150 billion with a B. He has more money than everybody that's the owner. If he wants to fight this and say, all right, let's take it all to Discovery, I don't think you want to do that. I don't think anybody else wants to open up their advertisement things, whatever else. I'm pretty sure everybody, or not everybody, I'm pretty sure this is widespread amongst the league. We just don't talk about it. And I think other places...
I had no idea no shit like this was going on.
I didn't know what was going on like this, but like now that I see it happens, like, oh yeah, of course it's happening widespread. Oh, you just pay them advertising money, whatever else. Now, I obviously I think it should be something along the lines of like, like when everyone in the SEC is cheating, no one snitches on each other because like if one person snitches, then everybody has to start snitching on everybody because that's how the game goes. It starts turning into crabs in a bucket, and the whole operation shuts down. But there is something to be said for we ain't gonna snitch, but you can't be going 155, Ole Miss. Like what are you doing getting Robert Kendichi and Laramie Tunsil? He's from Atlanta, Kendichi is number one prospect in the country. He's from Atlanta. He's not from Memphis, and he comes to Oxford. Laramie Tunsil's from Florida. What's he doing coming to Ole Miss, right? So that's one thing. So just for me, it's like, yeah, you can't.
I went to high school with Dex. Dex went to Ole Miss.
You can't be paying people $28 million, which turns out to be 50. That's above the pale. That's above the pale.
These freaking scammers and crooks, the Los Angeles Clippers. I'm glad that we have a nice, clean organization, a mom and pop shop for all these years, a family business, and the Los Angeles Lakers, would never do no shit like this.
Yeah, sure.
And I know? Because we were poor.
Speaking of that, right? We talked. Speaking of that, great point as far as like some of this quid pro quo. Speaking of, but hold on, hold on. Back to the, we talk about like the, you saying that, right? We were just talking about Bill Belichick in North Carolina, how he has Mike Lombardi being the GM and his sons on the coaching staff, right? Mike Lombardi, famous GM for the Raiders that traded Randy Moss for a 7th round draft pick and a ham sandwich to revitalize career as a fucking Patriot, right? So get back to it, right? That Paul Gasol trade, do we need to go back and check into that? Do we need to check into that? What was it? Was it Chris Wallace, a famous Jerry West disciple?
Chris Wallace worked, I thought, for the Celtics. And then had a job with Memphis. I don't remember the exact.
I thought he was a Jerry West disciple, but whatever.
But I know the real one. Look, why you ain't bring out the real one? With Kevin.
Kevin McHale,
Kevin Garnett.
Oh, that's another one. That's another one. Yeah. But
them niggas are sort of in
modern era. But thing is, like, you got to look around and be like, all right, man, how does that LeBron decide to just show up to the Lakers when the Lakers ain't did jack shit to make a player of his caliber want to show up, right? Like, why did James Harden
exceptionalism?
Right. Why did James Harden show up and take that pay cut for the Sixers? And then immediately after he didn't get his money, said, I'm going to blow it all up to get me out of here. Right?
I was lied to.
Jalen Brunson and CAA and then the re-up for a discount just recently with the Knicks.
Remember we had them jokes about the Miami Heat, Mickey Harrison giving each one of them niggas a speedboat.
Cruise
like...
ship 'cause it's carnival? Yep, that's the one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, now that these niggas have been busted,
it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time.
Now these niggas have been busted. Them niggas need their punishment. Don't get caught. That's how I feel. Don't get caught.
Yeah, I mean, it also comes down to this, they all selling dope. That's what it really comes down to. Like, it's bad for the community. I get all that. But the main thing is, like, look.
It's going to be, it's real bad.
Don't get caught.
We cannot have Saudi Arabia buying into this league and doing this. Like, then it's going to be, and then you think about the fucking gambling. And then you think about the niggas that's caught up in the point shaving and shit like that, and all their overs and unders. Man, there is a underbelly of this league where it feels like shit is fucked up. That it feels like somebody is gonna kick, and it might be Pablo Torre that kicks in the door on all this shit. Yeah,
because like I didn't watch the whole thing, but I saw the clip of it when he has the anonymous woman like basically just decided to give it up, and it's like. It's one thing when, like, the Rico's going on and, like, people got their mouths shut. There's another one that's, like, corporate America, they think it's normal state of the mill white-collar crime, which is like, look, man, only people they fear is the SEC. I'm not talking about the Southeastern Conference. I'm talking about, Exchange Commission. Like, they see this like, yeah, like, those rules are illegal for the sport. Ain't nobody going to jail over this. We don't give a fuck. So we'll go ahead and say anything. So like a lot of these people that are involved in this, for lack of a better word, laundering of money to circumvent the cap, they will gladly talk to Pablo Torre or any journalist if they do their fucking job. So yeah, this can get real bad real quick. This is not gonna be no singular scandal. It's not.
Would David Stern have already had this shit wrapped up? Like, would he have like already had a meeting with Pablo Torre and be like, "This ends here. Ends here."
Look, hey, so Scott Foster still refs these playoff games. He was best friends with Tim Donaghy. He never missed a game.
Would David Stern have showed Pablo Torre pictures of his family and his deaths that he had? Like, look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. Look, and we know who Stern rolls with. The posse that he was rolling with.
Oh, come! All right, let's move around. You finna get us taken off air. Oh my god!
Look, Pablo Torre would have been out here fucked up, dog. Fucking with David Stern's NBA like this.
Not at all.
I wish he would put this shit out.
Like, here's the thing, right? Adam Silver, I bet Adam Silver, this is his first. He's finding out the same time we all found out, right? David Stern, on the other hand, he would have already knew this was going on. He would have been like, "Don't let this shit get out. Don't let this shit get out." That's the difference.
Cover your tracks,
right? Yeah. So,
oh man, 10 first round picks, run them up. Fuck them,
man. That's why it's dangerous. And that's why it's dangerous because of that shade.
Void the contract.
Here's another part, right? We talked about that. Paul George is a Sixer now, right? Paul George said, "Hey, just give me what Kawhi is getting, and we'll just re-up."
What did he mean by that?
And they told him no, and he walked. Right? What do you think, Paul? Do you think Kawhi's the only person that was getting paid under the table? Do you think Paul George absolutely was getting paid under the table too?
No, he was absolutely good. It was part of the deal.
Exactly.
What did he mean by that? I just want what Kawhi was getting.
Yep.
Oh, you two wanted the Tree contract, huh? You two wanted the Timberland contract. Oh, okay.
Here's my question. He started podcasting again. When is the podcast? When's the next edition of that podcast? There's some people need to ask him something. Because if he's gonna do the show, if he's gonna do the show, he gotta answer the question. In fact, he probably need to shut it down because only somebody as dumb as Michael Porter Jr. will answer these questions.
Or like someone like B Hen might give it up just on accident, clowning.
Has 520 talked about this yet? I can't. Oh boy,
I don't know. Look, and Kawhi done been quiet all these years. Look, you think that man's dull and got no personality? That's just been a front.
Real gangsters moving silence.
Been a front. This nigga has been out here with Uncle Dennis running around, making everybody think Uncle Dennis is like this fucking irritant, and then Kawhi just operates in the background. That's what Dennis is the fucking he's the dude out front. Is the gesture?
You know what the best part about Uncle Dennis is? like people, you know, when it was first happening with the Lakers thing after they won the title, and he was, you know, trying to figure out where he was going to go in his free agency, Kawhi's free agency, whatever. They were talking about Uncle Dennis, and they were trying to, you know, do the whole, you know, over-involved, you know, non-well doing, you know, nefarious family member that's controlling this shit. Is like, hey, bro, Uncle Dennis works at like fucking Merrill Lynch or some shit like that. Like he works in finance. Like, get the fuck out of here. And look, sure enough, that's a real finance ass move. $50 million under the table. Oh yeah. Uncle Dennis, look, Uncle Dennis is uncle of the millennium.
This is crazy. Oh my God, they've gone into weather delay on this football game.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yep.
This back-to-school season, spend less on your kids with Amazon. I remember when my kids sprouted overnight and the uniforms I just bought were suddenly capris. Amazon's low prices on polo socks and glue sticks mean one less growth spurt headache. Order during nap time. Stash the savings for mama's only brunch. So remember, with Amazon's low back-to-school prices, just spend less on your kids, because every dollar you don't spend on them is a dollar you haven't spent on them.
But, yeah, man, let's talk about AEW moving all out to the afternoon. So it was announced that 17 days out, I believe, from the show, that they are moving because WWE obviously has WrestlePalooza going on, their first show on ESPN. And Tony Khan decided to move this to the afternoon. And, you know, on the first look at it, I did not like it. I figured, like, they're going to keep counter-programming you. At some point, when are you going to stop running? You got to fight these niggas eventually. Like, they moved around for All In. They announced 3 months in advance that they were doing it, you know, at an earlier time because they already knew. And I don't even think it really affected anything. And quietly, WWE's failed so badly, they lost their NBC, you know, kind of deal after that. And, you know, it kind of hurt them more than it actually hurt AEW, seemingly. I think I'm looking at this more from an ego and a wanting to take the fight to them perspective, maybe than Tony Khan is at this point. Because, I don't know, maybe I'm just built different. It's like, if I got to walk home and I got to have a fight eventually, I'm only going to walk around the extra mile to avoid the fight for so long. Like, one of these days we got to thump. Like, and it's just like, obviously you're disservicing the live ticket crowd possibly who, you know, the travel in Toronto, you're doing it early. People got to rearrange flights and all that shit. But I saw Brian and Dave having a conversation about it, and I thought Brian has some pretty good points talking about, like, you know, what AEW fan is actually not going to, if they went head to head, what AEW fan was actually not going to buy the pay-per-view and watch WrestlePalooza instead? Like, would there be a single one?
I mean, there's always some overlap because it's pro wrestling. Do I think it's going to affect, like, I think at the most it affects like 5,000 pay-per-view buys. And that don't mean that like 5,000, they're going to miss out on 5,000 pay-per-view buys. I mean, like, there are 5 then people would be like, those are possible, change your mind type thing. But for me, it's like, when I saw it, I was like, well, if this was any other event outside of WWE that is going to pull attention away, it's best to just move it. And also, like, you're moving it up earlier, and like, there's no, outside of it doing it so late, there's no downside to moving it up early in time on the same day. Like, we just went to Texas for All In Texas. I was in Japan a couple years ago for, you know, all the different wrestling shows, and like those weekend shows, like, instead of it being local time 8 is local time like 4, and then you get out, and then like the sun might still be out, or it's just getting out. It's honestly, as a attendance situation, it's such a better experience, honestly. Like, you know, obviously, when it comes to, you know, Japan, like, they're very, 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 like, cognizant of we got to get this show over with and get people out of the building in time for them to make the train in Tokyo, right? Or the next train. But like, you know, think about WrestleMania 35 and when it's, you know, they ran super long. They ran to like 12:25, 12:30 a.m. in the morning. And then like it started raining and then like people missed their train back. And it was like the last train back. Like, so from my perspective, it's like it don't really cost nothing. As you mentioned, it's just an ego thing or whatever. It's like, for me, it's like, are you running a business or are you in a dick measuring contest? And obviously, you know, at this point, when Tony Khan, you know, said what he said about, you know, I'm the real Khan or whatever else, there's some of that, but it's like, I just don't I don't really see it as a fight. I don't see it as a thing. It's like, if they want to go out there and put on a show after the last thing happened and backfire in their face, let them go out there and let them go tussle with Miami versus Florida on that same day. Because Miami versus Florida is probably has a great chance to be a really good chance to be a top 10 matchup, and that's gonna happen on the ESPN watch. ESPN ain't gonna be happy with the numbers it's gonna get. Have at it.
Yeah.
And if you are a one of the, you know, people like us that have a possibility of watching both shows, you mean to tell me you're gonna watch AEW and their version of wrestling? If you're into both, and give them and work them in good faith, right? You're gonna watch AEW wrestling for 4 hours or whatever else. It would be shocking if it's not the better show. Watch WWE wrestling and then be like, WWE is gonna be it's gonna be a big L. They're gonna take a big L on it, all of it. So like, for me, it's a lot of Wile E. Coyote. It's more Wile E. Coyote. It's like you fell into the counter programming booby trap, and now y'all finna look bad again. I think Tony Khan might get a kick out of embarrassing these niggas in this way. Like, oh, you think you're going to counter program me? Oh, nope, you been outsmarted it again. Now you got to put on a show that no one's going to watch, or we're going to shit on it, and it's going to get bad, you know, press or bad ratings, and it's going to reflect poorly on you.
I think I just want to see Tony Khan live up to this thing where he was talking about, you know, he's not going to take this shit, and he's got more money than Jim Crockett, and actually taking the fight to him. I don't know if he feels woefully prepared for this, because I feel like just the next counterpunch to this is like, okay, you move your time, we're going to move our time too, or we're just going to invent some shit out of thin air and keep counter programming you. The only thing is, like, with their counter programming, it seems like they want to like put their foot in and not do it all the way. Yeah, they're doing Cena versus Brock Lesnar, and they're bringing out fucking AJ Lee. I know we haven't talked about AJ Lee in many years on this fucking show, right?
We do it passing the barrier.
If you guys think that I was ever hard on Liv Morgan or Alexa Bliss, who do you think started it all? AJ Lee. That's the grandmother of all of these, you know,
careful now,
you know, the smaller heel women in WWE that like I have just thought were absolute nothings when it comes to pro wrestling. It started with her, but now they're doing this, and obviously there's the connection with, oh yeah, this person who is this advocate and all this is returned on the same show as Brock Lesnar and all that. That's a whole nother discussion, and it's very fucking fed right now. AJ Lee.
Oh, she is? Because she because she buried Jerry Lawler being a pedophile before?
There's a whole, and she got like a whole book. I think she has some foundations or something.
Oh, I
it's been very vocal.
I have not kept track of AJ Lee post for wrestling, because why would I?
Yeah.
Wish her the best, but I was interested in her as a pro wrestler. So.
And look, man, I don't. The bad thing is I can't even really go crazy on AJ Lee like this.
Hold on, DJ. Pause the record, DJ. Didn't AJ Lee date Jay Lethal?
Yes.
Was there a severe age gap?
I was not there.
Okay, we can. All right.
Lost my train of thought now. Oh, see, the thing about AJ Lee now, I can't even really go really hard on her, because it'll be like, yeah, man, you don't like her because she's married to CM Punk. I'm like, look, man, this is pro-feminism. She earned this on her own.
Not even that.
Years ahead of time.
Look, you got plenty of content out. Like, Rich was a big CM Punk fan from 2012 through 2014. While that was happening, guess who he wasn't a fan of? AJ Lee. So you can't even pull that up because we can just go to the database.
Yeah.
That ain't hard to do.
Yeah. Like, I thought she stunk majorly. We've taken a left turn here now, but let's get the car back.
Okay.
I don't know. I just look at it like, I feel like this is never going away. And where does it end? And is this just the new reality now that you have to deal with? And people are citing, it helped All In do well, but do you have like an attraction, on par every month to sell the way you did All In? You're not always going to have, a huge heel title run thing. You're not always going to have Swerve and Will Ospreay versus the Young Bucks. You're not always going to have Kenny Omega versus Okada 5. Like, you're not always going to have all these things lined up every month. Now, WWE's obviously the show quality thing is not, because I've had people reply to me and stuff on that. Think I'm talking about show quality and stuff. I'm like, no, I'm talking about stuff that people want to buy. Like WWE talking about assets, essentially.
Like WWE just had like its second non-trash pay-per-view of the year just this weekend. So no, it ain't about show to show versus as far as quality. No, and critical acclaim. No, it ain't that at all.
I don't see a reason why AEW would actually want to fuck with WWE shows. We've never seen AEW want to intrude on a day that WWE is doing anything really. Mm-hmm. So if they've really always been in response, like they wanted it to originally be Tuesday Night Dynamite when nothing was on Tuesdays. TNT was like, actually, no, the NBA's there. Mm-hmm. It's going to be Wednesdays. So what does WWE do? They yank it from the network and move it back a day. And like, we're going with USA Network on national television on Wednesdays, head to head. AEW kicks their ass for a year and a half or whatever and wins that. They're still being counter programmed to this day by like just smaller things just to fuck with them. Yep. Like in
all the what used to be called takeover level stuff for NXT. Yeah.
Yeah, all that stuff. And then the Saturday night's main event's been the latest thing. They've always like tried to lower the stakes to really say, like, you notice they haven't put Roman Reigns on the end of these shows or Cody Rhodes or anything. Like Cena and Lesnar, that's like a nostalgia match. I wouldn't be afraid of John Cena versus Brock Lesnar, like with what, and put it on at the same time. And the thing that I saw in the comments and we talked about earlier, that first ESPN stream, that shit's gonna be a disaster. Who knows if the service works? Who knows about finding the service? Obviously, you're gonna have to train the audience on that.
Turnover. Yep.
People are probably still under the impression that this is going to be on regular ESPN, just the way this shit has been written about, and I don't know. Like I feel like it's going to be a rude awakening that day of people trying to find the show. I guarantee there will be stories about people like, I didn't know where it was at. It happens every time.
Yep, and also older fan base, so less technologically aware. So that's definitely going to happen. Yeah.
And AEW actually also are moving their, or not moving. They announced in addition that now their pay-per-views are on Max for $40. So if you have a Max subscription already, I believe it's $40. I think a standalone might be. I didn't look at all the details or anything, but you can get the pay-per-views through Max now.
So as well. Is there any chance that like they're going to start like having Excalibur and Taz and Shivani and Nigel McGuinness start being like, regular pay-per-view is this much, it's $50, but if you now use HBO Max, it's $40.
You get
only a dumbass would not go with HBO Max. Like remember how they used to do that with the network with JBL or whatever else, boy.
Yes.
And now it's like
those are the good old days.
These niggas gonna pay what for pay-per-views now? After we was getting it just for the monthly network price, or now the Peacock price. Now it's going to be no, and they pay-per-view buy rate's going to be boo boo, except for WrestleMania, and like Royal Rumble, and maybe SummerSlam. But outside of that,
the thing is like,
boo-boo.
And the thing is like, they already made their money because they sold them shits in a package to a network. So it's like they don't really they count, but they don't.
Right. Like it don't matter. We already got your money, ESPN. But it's like, all right, that deal ends eventually, and then what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna find another?
Find the next sucker. That's all they do. all they do, bro. That's all they fucking do.
Good
so
for
like,
them,
I guess
but
I
I'm saying,
look at
like eventually that well's gonna run dry, and like that's the issue of like, you know, NBC or like ABC, not ABC, the NBA, and like, you know, these shows are gonna be on Peacock and NBC, and it's also gonna be on ESPN and ABC. It's also gonna be on Amazon Prime. It's like when this contract is over, you getting your money now. What's gonna happen when these contracts are over? The next TV deal. Like there's only so many suckers available.
I guess I just look at it.
The only sports property that people are happy with is NFL these days.
I would say the only thing I'm thinking about is like this feels like The Wire, and it's like they telling Bodie to go on that independent block essentially, or turn your territory over. It's like, are you gonna bow down and basically bow down before the Fed like the West Side Connection, or are you gonna fight these niggas? I think eventually you're gonna have to figure out it's time to fight these niggas. Like you gonna look up and you got to figure it out, because otherwise it's just gonna be like, okay, I'm glad WWE could tell us what time we could run our shows. Like I'm glad the Fed made that decision, you know, of what time of day we are gonna watch AEW.
I get what you're saying, but in your analogy, Bodie got fucking killed. He didn't get to live to tell to get the rest of the series. He got popped in the alley, left for dead, and executed in the back of the head. Like, I get it. It was, it's really, it meant something that he stood for something, but like, he stood on business till he could no longer stand because something went through his brain and rendered him dead. You know, and I'm not saying, look, I'm not concerned about that. I don't think it's that dire for AEW that if they're going to fight the big bad Fed that they'll get killed because they got TV contracts. That's not a problem. But for me, it's like, I don't see it as much sweat. Like, it just seems like a how do I say this? Like you said earlier, ego. Like, if you want to be on that, sure. For me, it's like I don't care one way or the other. And also, it honestly is more beneficial to me if it is earlier. So like maybe I don't see it like selfishly. I'm like, please go earlier. Fine, like great. I don't have to hear Josh Smith complain about these fucking AEW reviews going so long. And it's like, you're always 4 hours, man. Like, stop. Why?
Yeah, why are you? There will still be the same show. It might even go longer, James, because he might let this shit run a little long just to fuck with them now.
Good.
Like, just how he did All In or whatever. So like, it ain't gonna make the show no shorter. Like,
right. Yeah. Like it don't bother me. Like, I just, you know, if y'all want to start these pay-per-views earlier so that like I can, you know, be able to do something afterwards, get something to eat afterwards, fine by me. I consider that a win.
One day, TK, you gonna walk your ass in a straight line home. Like, you gonna fight them niggas, bro. You gonna stand up. You gonna stand on your money, on your wallet, that $1 billion wallet. And you gonna say, all right, let's set it off, you know?
I mean,
so
I don't think we'll have to worry about these things when like Tony Khan buys WWE for like in an auction in like 10 years. So we'll be fine.
So AEW last night in Philadelphia, second week. Brother, there were 3 awesome matches on this show.
Yeah.
Like really awesome matches.
Yep.
Like the main event,
killer.
Probably
killer.
Just like out of this fucking world. Like Nick Jackson was Super Saiyan in this fucking match. Kevin Knight was incredible. Just jumping everywhere, and it was just like, this nigga's so raw. Like his timing, just like his strikes, his selling, his big moves. Like he was just moving around. It was like, yo. Because like I figured he was going to take the pin. Because last week's like him, they're doing the same with him and Speedball. Sometimes Speedball gets pinned, sometimes Kevin Knight gets pinned.
Yeah,
it's like they're kind of sharing them or whatever. But like,
there's no pin either.
This is clear. Yeah, like this is like clearly the sign. Like, yeah, man, like he's gonna be somebody. Like, and I was like, yo, him and Fletcher one day would be like killer for the TNT belt or some shit.
So we talked about All-Star tags last week or 2 weeks ago, and I was talking about like there was a certain, whatever the matchup was, it was like, I want to see all 16 of these possible matchups that were available between the 8 individual wrestlers on the good guy's side and the bad guy's side, right? Same thing for this. Same thing for this match as well. But the thing that stuck out to me was, I'm thinking of it like, who do I want to see wrestle the other 4 the most, or whatever else? And like the thing I saw was like, who I want to be like the most common denominator. Like the one that I came around thinking about was like, I want to see Kyle Fletcher versus Omega versus Kevin Knight versus Speedball versus Hangman. I want to see that more than any other wrestler had to face the other 4 opponents on the other side of the ring. More, I was like, bro, Fletcher has all, and then you saw the post match, you're like, yes, I don't know where they're going with this, but like, yes, Fletcher beat his ass. I want to see Fletcher versus Omega, Fletcher versus Page immediately.
I think they're going to Fletcher versus Page for the pay-per-view.
That'd be fucking awesome.
And it's like, you know, for the world belt or whatever. And Callis has kind of set it up, and it was like I think it was like a whole swerve, essentially. They did a write-off seemingly with Kenny Omega, where Fletcher kills him and he also kills Hangman. So give him he took both of them niggas out, and it's gonna be, you know, for the belt. And it's like Fletcher versus Hangman. They had that fucking awesome match. I want to say it was the semifinals at Owen on TV, and that shit was great.
Hey.
But they're gonna run that back, and like, hey man, it's the youth. Like they can't counter program this.
Oh, no, Rich. I would like to point out that Kenny Omega has found another way to not check in.
Has died again. Has died again.
This man has found another way to not have to work again.
Him and Roman Reigns are the same guy now.
I didn't think about that. Yes.
Same shit.
Please stretcher me out of here so I don't have to show up to work. These niggas are geniuses. Like, yeah, you know, get a guy to rub for getting a big beat down on the top star in the company, the top babyface. Like, no, I'm going home. Don't call me for 3 weeks.
He's taking a trip to Japan. Apparently, it's all pre-planned. Oh. But I saw it and I was just like, fuck. Bro, people were mad about this shit.
Oh, they were?
Because everybody kind of, bro, like on Twitter, like everybody was like pissed. It was like, bro, like what the fuck? Like they've killed Kenny again. Like he was gone for months and months. Showed up to save Hangman.
Yeah.
Set up a match the next week. Gone again.
Hey man.
It's like
Kenny Omega.
Like goddamn, man.
Kenny Omega needs to put a V trigger. He needs to pull the V trigger on the gun and shoot Don Callis because, bro, man, been ruining his life. Like, you just talking about, like, you gotta fight the bully. You gotta fight the bully and stop walking, you gotta walk the straight line and go confess the bully. He need to shoot Don Callis so his life can be over with. He's tired. His man life has been in pure hell the last 3 years dealing with this nigga, man. And Don Callis keep adding more talented niggas to the stable. He ain't gonna never get done with fighting Don Callis' family ever.
It's crazy. It's like you think you can lead a gang.
No,
nigga.
No, nigga.
You will be fighting the rest of your life.
You will be facing the allegiance to kill Omega Mania for the rest of your days. You will retire before Don Callis and his faction does. This is amazing.
This is like worse. This is worse than some Bobby Heenan and Hogan shit, dog. Like this is like.
But you can't say worse. It's like it's top quality wrestling all the time. It's just hilarious how this keeps happening to this man. Yeah. Remember when that man lost the mega title to Vikingo and Don Callis showed up? He's like, hey, you lost again? You lost again without me? This man is.
It's like, why are you even here? It's like, why are you even here, nigga? You flew to Mexico just to talk shit. You're not even managing anybody tonight,
yes, bro. Yes.
But he's got hospital visits in Japan apparently too. So we'll see, how that goes. But it seems like this is the new lot in life, and I gotta say I don't love it. I'm happy when I see him. Everyone is happy when he sees them. You hear the way the crowd fucking reacts, but we are where we are now. So Hangman and Fletcher thing, very exciting though. I think. Yeah. We're quite frankly, we're going to be set for one of the best matches of the year. And I think, the Kyle, if you don't realize what has happened with Kyle Fletcher in the last 12 months or so,
Yep.
you missed it. The elevation has already been done.
Yeah.
There's no like, oh, he's a they'd be like, yeah, I think he can be a main event. No, they're just waiting like he can do it. Like you look, do you want to compare him to MJF? I saw a great discussion on Twitter
as
today.
far as what?
I was like, what does MJF do better than Kyle Fletcher?
On a consistent basis? On a consistent basis?
Yeah.
Nothing. Like, but peak MJF on the mic, good MJF is still better than good Kyle Fletcher because Kyle Fletcher hasn't had the opportunity to spread his wings as much. But like the best of MJF on the mic is still better. Is still a clear level beyond Fletcher. But like it don't matter because Kyle Fletcher don't do nothing but give you heat every fucking chance he's on TV. Like, you know, we was making them jokes or whatever. Like everybody else. Like this is futuristic Orton. Like the best of 2004 through 2006 Orton, except it's every single week. Like that's what this dude is. And for, you know, we got Caleb Baldwin that says he doesn't get it. It's like, you blinding. It is what it is, bro. Like it's more obvious now than it was then. Like he's out of here. Like that dude. I mean, we said it like, you know, when he first showed up and when he first went singles, like there's a future millionaire in this business. And
he just re-signed recently. I think.
All right, then. All right. What do you think?
And I would imagine
what
that
do you think?
Elevated number.
And it ain't even about this contract. It's about the next one.
Yeah.
He stays healthy.
Yeah.
The next one's going to be, he might, how do I say this? Futures, remember the trade value column Bill Simmons used to do all the time? Hell, you know, just futures, whatever else. Best futures in pro wrestling, you can out to be like, who do you think has the best futures? Like,
who has the highest value? It's like you can look around the world, right, and be like, what combination of youth, experience,
talent, and also showcasing.
Like, who would go higher than Kyle Fletcher in the draft right now?
Nobody.
Like,
maybe.
Like, you got to take him in front of like.
If we're going to grade on the curve of women's wrestlers don't get to be on top as long because people leave or whatever else. Like, if you want to throw that out the window, you might say Saya Kamatani relative. But we're talking about if you want to judge relative to each promotion or whatever else. But if you say in a vacuum straight up, it's him. It's him. Like, unless Takeshi is going to go to New Japan full time, it's him.
Kyle Fletcher is only 26 years old right now.
Right, and Kamatani's what, 29?
Kamatani's like 28, I believe.
Yeah, 28, 29. Yeah, she's older than
Ospreay's. Like, you have to take him in front of Will Ospreay at this point.
Yeah.
Because of the neck and the age of Ospreay.
Because of the neck, and also because, like, he's already had his crack at it. Like, you know what the ceiling's going to... He's been the best wrestler in the world since 2019, but you already know what the ceiling is as far as what it can... Or let me phrase this. You have a better idea where it is, what it's going to be. He's a devil. There's no nose with Ospreay. We don't know how high this thing can go with Kyle Fletcher. That's kind of where I'm getting at.
And the thing with Fletcher is, like, the nigga's a legit 6'4". Right. He has the body. He can work with small wrestlers. Right. He can work the explosive style. He's not fucking boring. Right. He's like, guy's got everything going for him right now. And it's like,
right. That's the reason why I was, drawn to Orton when he first showed up. Like, he's 6'4", he can stand in the ring across from whoever you need to stand against, and it works because he's not built like some big sluggish bodybuilder that don't like he can wipe his own ass. He looks like an athlete. So he's in the ring with Daniel Bryan, and it's believable because he may be taller than him, but he's not so jacked up and ridiculous that like it can't make sense. It don't look optically stupid, right? Same thing with Fletcher. He's ripped to shreds, but like he's not like he's some 260-pound guy. He's 240-ish.
Like you're talking about somebody that's like your potential long-term ace. Like, and it's like,
yeah, it's a possibility.
And it's
there's
like
also this part where it's like, as much stuff he's already done, like his value's super big because like if he reaches free agency, WWE will fall over hand and after this contract, like they would do anything to get him. Like that's what we mean as far as like this dude like could probably have. He might be the guy that has the biggest like free agency number ever, potentially. Like once he gets to the next deal after this,
it's crazy.
He has the potential to be
it's
like
if you
$5 million like in the open market or something like that, something ridiculous.
It's like who are the guys that are we even talking about that are comparing them to like
Hangman, but he'll be even older than.
You mean? I'm about to say Hangman is smooth 5 or 6 years older than him.
Right.
I want to say Hangman's 33, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And it's like Hangman's like at the peak of his powers right now, right?
That's what I mean.
We're peak of his powers right now.
Same.
Hangman's 34.
Same.
So it's like, okay, all these guys at the peak of their powers,
can't be trusted at the top.
Yeah, MJF's 29, and like you said, can't be trusted. There's a lot. There's Bandito. That's around. Arguably the wrestler of the year.
Yes, but there's going to be limitations as far as his crossover ability because of the language barrier. Same with Takeshita.
Language barrier. And Bandito just turned 30. So like, this guy is like, Nithman. He's like Okada in the 2010s. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yep. Great. Yep.
Yes, he is.
Yep. So same thing. Orton, Okada.
It's like where Okada's like
Takeshita,
5 years younger than everybody.
6'4", 6'5" looking guy, doesn't like a jacked up bodybuilder so he can be in the ring with anybody. And it looks believable. Yes. And they move around the ring incredibly well. Yes. All the same stuff. Yes.
Let's see.
Damn.
So the funny thing is, right, last year, the end of the year, they'll probably do this again, right? ESPN did that 30 best pro wrestlers under 30. I want to see where Kyle
was he
Fletcher
last year? And it was ridiculous.
Let's take a look.
Dom number 1 or something like that last year?
Dom number 1, MJF number 2. Like, so I'm still going. Takeshita number 6, Jack Perry number 7, Kyle Fletcher's number 8 on there, and then
Jack Perry was where?
Darcy was 9. Jack Perry was number 7.
Jack Perry was number 7, and Fletcher was where?
Number 8.
When did this come out? Last year?
November.
Before Full Gear?
I've been after. I'm not sure.
The cage match was at Full Gear, right?
Cage match was not at Full Gear. That was at Revolution.
Oh, okay. Never mind. They got
but the Full Gear match was a singles match, which was still incredible.
Right, that's still bad. But if that cage match that happened when that came out, like, oh no. You.
Well, they've got Dom Mysterio at number 1. That's the main competition, kind of.
Yes, but I was
on the other side.
Right, that's stupid. But like, I was getting to like the Jack Perry versus Kyle Fletcher. Nah, man. Like Jack Perry, nope. Like
it's a whole different thing.
Fletcher surpassed him. I mean, by the time he turned, maybe like a month after he turned on Ospreay, he had passed him.
Look, if they could, like, WWE's only hope of getting a guy even somewhat like Kyle Fletcher or to mold him into it, and even Logan Paul is like 29, an outsider, will never seriously commit to pro wrestling like that. That would be the only chance they would have somebody like physically.
Yeah.
That would.
Did you hear during the you didn't watch any of the other pay-per-view of Clash in Paris, did you? Bro.
I did not.
First off, second best Cena match since 2017, right? But they was going OD with the big move kick out shit. It turned into porn, right? But it was fun. Like, Cena out here pulling out fucking red code reds. He did a Styles Clash. Anyway, yeah, man, like, on commentary, they put over, like, yeah, Logan Paul is a future world champion.
Yeah, he's going to win that shit. No, absolutely.
It's one thing to know. It's another thing to have commentary put it out there to let it, permeate in your brain.
Well, they were doing that with Kyle Fletcher last night, too.
But it's different when it's Kyle Fletcher when he's already one of the best pro wrestlers in the world as opposed to a guy that's a spot monkey. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just different. And it's
I know what you're saying.
Okay, yeah. This is kind of shocking that WWE would put it out there like that already. Yeah. So just yeah, man, Fletcher.
Gabe Kid 27. He's got a chance too, but like I would put Fletcher like ahead of Kid right now.
Yeah.
Just because Kid has had so much like
he ain't got as many.
If Gabe Kid has some handlers, if he has some handlers, basically Kyle Fletcher, it feels like he has like a bunch of handlers. He got a bunch of big homies that are like committed to be like, hey, we're gonna work with him, we're gonna mold him, and we're gonna do shit like that. Gabe seems like he has a lot more carte blanche to do what he wants, and that has led to mixed results. Like some people like what Kid's doing, some people are like, I'm turned off completely from him.
There's some of that, and also there is the part where it's like Fletcher has been in so many different scenarios already and has excelled. And like, what hasn't Kyle Fletcher excelled at in pro wrestling? He was in one of the best tag teams. Being
a babyface, I would say.
Yeah, at the top level. Yeah, he's in one of the best tag teams ever, or of this era. He then successfully came over and had one of Will Ospreay's best feuds in AEW, which is saying something because he's the greatest pay-per-view wrestler of all time already. And now he's in front of his faction as super loaded. And now he's about to face the biggest babyface in the companies, presumably. Like, yeah, he has been given so many opportunities, and he has excelled at every single step of the way. And like Gabe Kidd hasn't even been given an opportunity hasn't been given these same opportunities, so we don't even know yet. Like, he's still an unknown commodity in certain situations. Kyle Fletcher, I ain't worried about him in a damn thing. He's passed too many tests already for me to ever to be like, oh, I don't know. Nah, man. Until he fails, I'm going to assume he's going to succeed because all he's done is succeed so far in AEW and in New Japan.
So Curry Ghost said, what will happen first? Logan Paul win the world title or WWE letting a black man have a singles match on pay-per-view?
You know what?
I'm going to take Logan Paul.
That's actually a good bet.
Very good bet.
That's actually a good one. Yeah, I'll go with Logan Paul.
Same.
Yeah.
Mercedes Moné, Alex Windsor match. I really like this one a lot too. Yes. And this was like the thing that we always tell them to do. Everybody thought they were doing a draw bait essentially, and then they did a fucking finish to basically like gotcha, bitch. Like
that is the beauty of using the time limit to build drama. Like, think of how many awesome matches we've seen in Japan where it's like they're close to the time limit and then they finish right before the time limit. That adds suspense to it because you're thinking, oh my God, I might go to a draw. Someone, you get that sense of urgency, right? Like, hell, thinking of Darby, Darby Cody at the beginning of AEW. Like, they, I don't think they've utilized the time limit enough. But whatever, they short for time. They only want to give you 5 matches. I get it. I just wish they utilized it a little bit more to remind you of the time limit stuff.
Windsor is ruled since she's come in this company.
Very, very, very good.
And she got saved by the returning Riho. So Riho heard Paul Levesque was up to some bullshit and reemerged. And we're getting Mercedes Moné versus Riho. Riho and Mercedes squared off. Crowd went insane when that Riho music hit. Mm-hmm. Twitter lost his fucking mind. I feel like people rally around Riho an extra way, like an extra level to protect her from all the bullshit she got to go through.
Is she AEW's Caitlin Clark?
Absolutely. Like, Riho is ours, goddammit. Like we love her. Don't not fuck with her.
Yeah.
So Mercedes versus a Josie she's bigger than. That's gonna be funny.
Yeah. So I can't wait for the match. That's one of the matches when Mercedes first showed up we wanted to see. Right. So glad it's finally happening. I will say this though. Those Air Jordans that Riho had on. Look, man, her and LA Knight, if they lucky they're not black. They lucky they're not black. Because if a black person came out there with those high platform Air Jordans that Riho had on, or if LA Knight was Harlem Knight, right? And he was out here with some Air Jordan, those are 11s? 11s, right?
Jordan 11s, yeah.
11s that have been made into wrestling boots. We'll be saying, hey, these are fraudulent J's. Where did you get those? Where do you get those? Like,
what store sold these?
Remember they were making them hybrid Jordans where they were taking parts of like certain like 9s and putting them with 12s or 4s and putting them with like 8s. Remember they were doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Only people that got away with wearing them was Mexicans. That's it. Remember they did the Air Jordan, they were doing like the Air Jordan Air Force Fusions, whatever else. Only people that got away with those was Mexicans. They lucky. There is nobody around to crack on them and say, what are those? They lucky.
Hook reemerged, bro. Hook got
no pop.
Perhaps the most pathetic pop in the history of AEW. An anti-pop for this music that he chose when he came out there essentially, and it was just like,
who will save Darby Allin from the Death Riders?
Yep. And it was like Hook is coming out, and I was like, why are we doing it, bro? This happened in the ECW arena in front of Taz.
No, last week's music hit, Taz on commentary, no pop. This week, there was a banner, a Hall of Fame 2300 Arena banner that had Taz's name on it. His son's music pops, no one gave a fuck. What will they do next to embarrass Taz in front of Taz getting secondhand embarrassment for his son? What will happen next week?
I don't know, man. This shit with Hook, like, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know why they continue to do this.
Curry Go says if the Action Bronson music hit, his old music hit, they would cheer. I'm gonna disagree with you because they put the fucking Hook logo in the sky like it's Batman, and they know it's Hook's shit. They don't pop, and then he walks his ass out in front of the people, and they don't pop then either.
Hook got a worse pop. Hook got a worse pop than Tetsuya Naito when he walked out there and said he was the Shiryaku or whatever after winning that G1 before they went to a fucking fan vote for the Dome. He got a less pop than that. Brother. I'm shocked they didn't say something on commentary like, the audience is stunned to see Hook here. They're just amazed to see Hook is back. And that was following the Darby and Death Riders brawl and the Ops and all that stuff. So, and
then the Ops came running out with it was Hobbs and Joe, and what do you know? The crowd popped for him, and their music's not
immediately.
Good. Like, oh my god, it's Samoa Joe! Oh my god, it's Samoa Joe and Hobbs running down to the ring to make the save. The guys we actually want to see and not Hook. Remember when they were doing that, the op shit, and it started out, right? They were like, hey man, nope, they're doing these matches, and it's Hook in the ring, the crowd acts a certain way, and if Shabazz in the ring, they obviously react to it more, and when Joe's in they react to it more. Like, these tough guys supposed to be with the towel, supposed to be handed down to Hook, but Hook ain't, no one gives a fuck about this dude. They don't. I'm sorry, man. It's been over a year.
Whatever they're doing, they're going to keep trying it because they had him and Joe kind of face off later in the night. Yep. And Joe was like, we're going to have your back, essentially, whether you ready for it or not, essentially. Right. Like, you're going to need us one day.
Brother, he's the only way this is salvageable is if he betrays Joe and joins Death Riders or some shit. That's the only shot this has. This is dead on arrival. Yeah. No one gives a fuck,
bro. This is bad.
And he's in Philly. There's no better place for him to get a pop unless maybe New Jersey,
or New York or whatever.
Maybe
tag match. Tag title. Brodito beat Claudio and Wheeler Yuta.
I love this match.
Awesome match.
I love this match.
This nigga Bandito.
Yes. Bro, when they did the T Harris spot where he jumps off the top rope to send Brody into a cannonball into the corner on Yuta, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Bandito and Claudio having a match off who's pound for pound the strongest person in the world in pro wrestling. That was awesome too.
Bandito was doing the Macarena and shit. That shit was funny as fuck. Yeah, I can't really be out here doing that. I'm too big for that. I got too many tattoos.
That was classic FWC. Like,
oh nah, we can't.
I'm saying, like, hey, that's, Kaguma wants to do bear pose, all that. Hazuki like, I ain't doing that. Leave me alone. Bandito want to do the Macarena? Nah. Absolutely the fuck.
Okada called out Takeshita, basically called him a bitch.
Yep.
In his own way. There's a match that's set up between Mark Briscoe and Mark Briscoe and Takeshita for Collision this week. Mm-hmm. And it seems like there's going to be like a cross thing. I think Okada's going to fuck Takeshita out of this to essentially get Briscoe a match with
MJF.
Who the fuck? With MJF.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Also on Collision, they loaned it up too. There's also Moxley versus Garcia. After their match, they did the other week. So
actually, no, he wants Kyle Fletcher. He wants Kyle Fletcher.
Moxley
for the TNT belt. Briscoe.
No. I'm talking about also added to Briscoe and Takeshita on Collision. There also will be Moxley versus
Moxley
Garcia.
and Garcia.
Like, they're loading up Collision with stuff they already had the whole show laid out of what they're gonna do. Like, they're also like a 6-woman tag also announced. It's like they know what they finna do now. They're announcing it ahead of time now.
They got also like Takeshita basically came out like Okada, there's a lot of moving pieces going on here. So we're just kind of waiting for this show to start falling into place, and I would think that result's gonna be really interesting because obviously Takeshita has an IWGP title match coming up. Like, if he takes a pinfall, people are going to be furious no matter how it's done.
Maybe it's a draw.
I don't know. Because I think Briscoe has to win the match to get like his title match or some shit. I don't know. So, maybe Okada
screws him,
attacks him or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, bitch. Like, they have there's a Hurt Syndicate and Gates of Agony with dueling promos. Essentially setting up a 6-man tag. All right, now.
Yep.
So
exactly what I proposed. Like, they're gonna have a 6-person tag, and the opinion is gonna be MJ or MVP.
We hope so. It's gonna be really interesting. It's gonna be real interesting because, all right, let's say
they're gonna pick Ricochet.
Let's say if the Hurt Syndicate go over here, right? Like, that would be
tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Boom!
They got
I'm throwing tomatoes.
They got kidnapped, but then they immediately got their revenge or whatever it did. Fuck off, essentially. And if Ricochet wins, I can't even
he gets nothing. I don't even know who MVP. Get nothing.
Absolutely not. Less than nothing, almost. This guy's not a wrestler, man. He wears suits. So that's going to be a very interesting finish. As I would imagine, much of the Hurt Syndicate's work to follow in the coming months will be interesting. I like the FTR brawl with Cope and Christian and getting Adam Priest involved with it while Dax was bleeding and all that.
How did he get busted open?
They basically... It was in the skirmish or whatever. Okay. I don't know.
It's a nice touch. I also like the backstage thing between all Stokely, FTR, and Adam Priest. I like that.
They told Adam Priest to get a partner. He's teaming with Dynamite Kid, Tommy Billington.
Okay.
So they're gonna have a nice match probably on that Saturday Collision as well. So I think that would be pretty good. Last week, JD Drake and Adam Priest had a pretty good match with FTR too. So, yeah, but like this show didn't draw or anything. It did horrible in the ratings, and like they don't really have a ton of momentum seemingly as a company right now. But like you go through these shows, and it's like there's a lot of
the show was
dope
awesome.
shit.
It
There's
didn't
a lot
draw.
of dope shit happening. Like there's a lot of dope shit happening, but it's like I think they just have to focus the top of the company more. Like Hangman has to have like a clearer. I mean, you saw Kyle Fletcher beat the shit out of Hangman. That thing was like a 2-week program to get Hangman's direction rolling.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's gonna be tough. You're down Will, you're down Swerve, you're down Kenny now for All Out and all that. So you gotta let guys step up like Kyle Fletcher. Like you can't like just. You know, like, is this where the best wrestler or not? So, like, I don't think the roster is deep for a reason.
I don't think they did anything wrong. So I would say, I wouldn't say to tell them to change a damn thing. Like, they went out there, they had awesome matches, they set up stuff for the next week, and also setting up the table for the next pay-per-view. I don't think they did anything wrong. There's no, like, outside of, you know, the promo where they had Tony Storm basically say, I've beaten everybody, so who's next? Basically. Like outside of that, my only issue with that is like you need to get the contender up and running earlier than, you know, her cut this promo from saying I've beaten everybody, who's next? Because like it's not necessary. Someone needs to step up.
Yeah.
You know, but outside of that, that's a nitpick. So I thought the show was great. So I ain't got no. How do you do this better? I was like, nah, you did pretty damn good. Sometimes the rain don't go your way.
Yep.
I didn't even know what the rating was. I was like, this show is great, so I don't really care. I didn't think I wasn't thinking about it because I didn't care.
And you know when September comes, like
football
basically
season.
you're transitioning seasons. Daylight savings time is going to come, and like there's going to be all types of adjustments with the television and fall season. So. Lots of competition, shit like that. Seasonal business.
Oh, do we? Yeah. Statlander and Harley Cameron. Harley Cameron says, "We want Brodito." I fucking pop for that. That shit was funny.
Yeah. So I don't know if Chris Statlander is getting recruited to Death Riders or what. There's something going on.
Yeah.
Is she gonna Frankie saying is she gonna join the Death Riders and put the women's title in her briefcase? I'll fucking like die laughing if they do that. I would be like, I can't fucking believe this.
Okay, so look, Death Riders have figured out how to have modulated the heat to figure out how to use the interference to make their matches better as opposed to grind them to a halt. So. Like we're just on good terms with Death Riders now. I don't need their act to start adding or changing right now because they've finally got themselves to a good groove now. Let's not do that. But the idea
Willa Yuta can hold the briefcase.
But the idea that would be fucking hilarious. But the idea that like behind the Moxley thing was y'all don't deserve to see this because my legacy is the person that eventually beats me will open this up and like when someone beats me, AEW will be in a good place. Right? It's misguided as fuck, but he's evil, so you get it. And also, like, this was his 4th reign with the title. Chris Statlander ain't never been the fucking AEW World Champion. How fucking dare she? The audacity, like, no, y'all don't deserve it. My legacy is, if you don't, look, do that shit with the TBS title. Get the fuck, this AEW World title, get the fuck out of here. You ain't never won this shit. You kidding me?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going with it, but I'd love to see them fast forward. You know, let's get there.
Get to the point.
You know.
Get to the point. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't have much more. I love the show last night. So
yeah, same. I have my Clash in Paris review. If you want to do that.
Oh, sure. I mean, I didn't watch, but feel free.
Okay, first match. Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed. This match, the first tell the 2 matches. First match was the slowest shit in the world. I immediately go to start saying, be like, I can't believe this motherfucker was in the G1 in 2022 and had a 4.25 star match with Okada. This slow, nothing happening ass match. This Hulk Hogan 80s versus, this is fucking Hulk Hogan versus Earthquake or Typhoon ass match. Get the fuck out my face. And then they decide to get off their ass and start trading big moves. It's like, oh, this match, like the second half of this match was like, oh, this is like a 3.25 or better like match second half, but it's the first half and the second half put together. It's like, oh, take your 2.5 or 2.75, get the fuck out of here. So you got that. Rowan won. And he stole his shoes back, and he also put a choke on. He also put the guillotine on Heyman, and then Braun Breaker proceeded to spear him. Jay Uso comes out. Braun and Bronson Reed proceed to take turns hitting either the tsunami splash or big spears on Roman, and Jay, they stretcher off Roman, right? Jay is hurting, has to get his ribs taped up for the main event because he's in the main event 4-way match for the Here Nigga Damn title. So I'm not gonna cap. I don't know. The Street Profits match was next versus the Wyatt Six.
I saw a picture of them. What the fuck were the Street Profits wearing?
Don't know. Don't care. Didn't watch. Skipped it. Is Wyatt Six. I don't give a fuck. I think there was another match. I skipped to that and I got to. Oh, or it may have been the next match. It was Becky versus Nikki Bella, and
heard that was very bad.
It was very bad, and it was one person's fault. Yeah,
Becky.
Please, man. Do you remember? You remember how my what I was saying about the Zack Sabre Jr. and the Nigel McGuinness match, where it's like Zack Sabre has to just basically wait and slow. You can see him slowing down so they Nigel can catch up.
Yeah,
there are multiple instances where Becky Lynch, who has had rusty knees since the first time I ever saw her wrestle in 2014 or 15.
Not the most fleet of foot athlete there is.
Just sitting there waiting for Nikki Bella to get it the fucking together and figure out her timing. It's a mess. I'm sure you saw the botch spot, or sorry, the one where she goes for the kick off of the second rope and like she just jumps. Yeah, just that's her fault. You got no sense of timing. Yeah, man, that was a mess.
Sad day for Bella Army.
Sad day for Bella Army. And I was like, I hope Rich sees this because I know Rich, heard about the AJ Lee news and immediately like get her the fuck out of here. Meanwhile, Nikki Bella and her cage match looked just like AJ Lee's cage match, but whatever. So
I wanted AJ Lee to be welcomed back by a forearm from Nikki Bella just for old times, just to activate.
Let me tell you how bad Nikki Bella was in this match. I saw that match and I saw her in those dunks or whatever else. I thought to myself, you know who else wears dunks? You know who else Rich also likes? That's right. I can't wait for the Nikki Bella versus Britt Baker match in WWE. That shit finna be an ass sandwich. So whatever. Look, Rich. 4/5. 4/5. Anyway, then you get the old. I think it was called the old school Donnybrook. Sheamus versus
old fashioned Donnybrook.
Yeah, versus Rusev. Boy, easy 4.25. Easy 4.25. Them niggas went out there. This what you expect to see. Big nigga fight time. Them niggas hitting each other hard as fuck with their fists. Start grabbing weapons. Start hitting each other hard as fuck. Kendo sticks going through. Bro, they did a spot where they put like these like either barrels of alcohol and stacked them on top of each other, so they're like 8 feet up in the air, right? Sheamus hit him with a white noise off the top of that, where it wasn't like a double stack of tables. It was just 2 tables side by side. Them 2 big niggas fell like 8 feet in the air, down through only 2 tables that were side by side, not stacked on each other. I don't know how neither one of them fucked each other up. It was awesome. Or dislocated a shoulder or whatever else. There was a spot where there was a makeshift bar where they turned it over and like they got on the second or the bottom half of the steps. You know, you push off the top half of the steps. They're on that. And Rusev, Uranage, Sheamus threw like basically off the top of the bottom steps through this like basically like a table, but like it had far less give. So like when Sheamus fell, like he basically just fell onto the padding on the floor. That's how brutal it looked. This match is awesome. And then at the end, Rusev he breaks the shillelagh across Sheamus's back. Sheamus don't tap for the accolade. So Rusev gets a shillelagh, puts him in the accolade, wraps around his mouth, and then does the whole lean back recliner deal on him, and then makes Sheamus tap out. The crowd was shocked that Sheamus tapped out. Commentary put over heavy that like Sheamus ain't tapped out in years. So yeah, the match is awesome. And like the crowd did not know what to do with. And oh, by the way, Sheamus is the people's champ. Crowd loved Sheamus, right? So like the crowd didn't know what to do.
Over there, right?
Huh? They're in France. They're in Paris.
Okay.
But like the crowd didn't know what to do because like Rusev wasn't over at all. They were like,
yeah, he came out the crickets. I saw that intro clip.
And then the crowd didn't know what to do because he won, but the match was awesome. It was right in the, you know, if you were trying to jumpstart somebody, you give them that finish, but the crowd didn't know what to do with it because they don't care. So, easy.
Good booking.
Good booking. You stupid. And then
look, the incredible booking of Paul Levesque. Remember how we used to say Mo Williams?
Yeah, I mean, they were trying to give a new guy that shot in the arm, and obviously, like, you know, they're probably going to wrestle again. But anyway, so Cena versus Logan Paul, super indie match. They did all the moves. There's a Styles Clash. There's Cena did a Hurricane Rana, and it wasn't terrible. Logan Paul start doing Claudio, like running, jumping, stinger splash, European uppercuts in the corner. Michael Cole's calling them, he's literally saying remnants of Cesaro, doing one of these big, you know, kick out near fall reversals to a big move. There was a Dolph Ziggler zigzag pulled out. They referenced Dolph Ziggler. Yeah, man, they did a bunch of shit in this match. It was, like, it went way too long. They passed the peak so far that it brought the match down. But, like, it was the second best match Cena's had since he went part-time. So I ain't mad at it. And the crowd went nuts. Bro, God pop. Treat him like a god the whole night, of course. So that was also cool. And then the main event, the 4-way, really good as well. Like, these last 2 matches, the Cena match and this 4-way, both like 3 3/4 level stuff, whatever else. The finish with Becky was fucking hilarious. Because, like, I'm sure you saw the finish or whatever else. Low blow, curve stomp into the table. But, like, at the end, right, when Becky and Seth are celebrating at the top of the ramp, Becky leans up or, like, gets in front of Seth and then, like, folds her arm, and she has this, like, shit-eating, not a shit-eating grin, but she has this, like, smug, like, satisfied smile on her face, and it looked like when Lil Mama came up on the stage with, when she wasn't supposed to be there with Alicia Keys and Jay-Z. It was like, this smile is like, you have no business being here. It looked hilarious. But then they went to black on that, and then, like, in the post-match, like, after they went black or whatever else, they cut to the reaction of CM Punk, who just lost. And CM Punk is in full on house show don't give a fuck mode. He's pretending to be drunk and bumping to the ground after the match after he just rolled out the ring. And then like Wade Barrett was like walking past him and he tried to trip Wade Barrett on the way down to be funny. And then like there was a spot where CM Punk was supposed to fall off was getting shoved by either LA Knight or by Jey Uso, like off the apron through a table that was up on the floor. And he, like, overshot, so, like, he barely touched the table, so the table, like, didn't break fully. So, like, at the end of the match, and after he does that whole silly shit with Wade Barrett, he goes to the table and he literally, like, jumps in the middle of the table and breaks it in half or whatever else. Like, full fuck-off mode. For the guy that took it so serious, he ain't taking it serious no more. He's turned off his brain. He don't care no more.
Amazing.
Good for him.
Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins just sounds fucking horrific. Like
2019, brother.
It sounds horrific, and now they're
You've seen
heels.
this before, brother.
Now they're heels, and like Becky Lynch is an awful heel. I feel like because she's like
nobody wants to boo her.
She's cringe. Like it's like she has to go so far the other way. It's like Bailey in a sense too. It's like, yo, I don't actually want to see this. Like,
right. Like,
and then Rollins just fucking stinks.
I don't know what it is about certain women's wrestlers in WWE, but like they on screen, off screen as babyfaces seem so likable that like you don't want to actually book. Like when Naomi's finally figured out how to be a heel pretty well, but like I said, like it's Naomi. Who the fuck want to boo Naomi? Like, what's wrong with y'all?
But she be doing funny shit too, though. She be doing funny shit.
That's the only reason why it's working. She's funny as shit. But like, if she was like she was a few years ago, when she was doing the bad stuff back in 2015, it wouldn't work. Nobody wants to boo you. Like, she's a cool heel now, so it works.
Oh man. Oh, that's the Fed. Appreciate the reporting on the Fed, James.
Here you go. Here you go. No, but for real, check out Sheamus and Rusev if you'd like it.
Okay. They got that show next month, WrestlePalooza.
I don't even know what's on.
And
some of this actually we do know. We talked about.
Yeah, that AJ, they're going to do a mixed tag with CM Punk and AJ Lee, and I'm like, I couldn't care less, brother.
I forgot about this part. Like I said, they showed the post show shit, and like CM Punk is moving as if like we're off air, so I can go into house show mode. When he gets halfway up the ramp, there is a sign that says CM Punk, bring back AJ Lee, and he makes a face like, yeah, why not? Clear plant.
Oh, the Fed. Never changed.
They had the plant sign there to hand to him halfway up the ramp after the show's gone dark. Who is it for then? I don't get it. Like,
that's the new kayfabe.
Like, bro,
the Triple H. Look, it's WWE Unreal.
I could read it because it's in English. They're in Paris, France. It's a plant. Like, I'm not cracking some code here.
That shit was for WWE Unreal.
Look, I know a lot of people. A lot of people in French speak English. I know that. That's a fucking planet sign, man.
Amazing. But yeah, I have a bunch else here.
Yeah.
The Aces beat the Lynx tonight, and I believe Asia Wilson had 31 points in 8 boards.
How many weeks left in the season?
Like
2?
One.
Okay.
1? Yeah. Yeah. Collier only had 12. Asia might walk her down for the MVP.
Ooh, boy.
Nasty.
There were a lot of people that started the season. They had a lot of shit to say that was on my timeline about, you know, a lot of apostrophe jokes. A lot of them. I don't see those no more, by the way.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, it looks like the Aces were at home, I think, tonight.
Okay. So,
but
in theory, this would be Asia's 3rd MVP, right? If she were to win this one.
I think so.
Is Lauren Jackson had 4?
I had to check.
Okay. I'm pretty sure she's the one with the most, right? All time, right?
Actually, no. This would be Asia's 4th MVP if she wins it again.
So, wow, she'd already be. I think Lauren Jackson has the record with 4. She'd be tying it. Wow.
Check.
Wow.
Lauren might only have 3. She might be breaking the record.
I feel like she has 4. Or I could have swore she had 4. You know, obviously, you know more than I do. But I've looked at it before, glanced at it before, and I thought it was 4. But all right, interesting. Wow.
She is I'm verifying right now. Okay. She is a 3-time MVP.
Oh wow.
Ooh, baby.
Boy.
But Cody Rhodes back at it. Out here lying on tape.
Yep.
What I tell y'all? It all comes back to and the pre-order link dropped for the AEW book this week. So
when does it come out? When's the release date?
I think it might be like 2 months from now, maybe.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I gotta look at the tweet I saw, but it looks like the book, like they show like a preview of the pages, whatever. Very nice, like the way they got the photographs and then the stories, like corresponding to it. But man, so the thing is, I don't think there's anything in the book that's actually like damning or anything like that, or like exposing him or anything. It's just like not gonna be the way, like he saw himself not on the cover, right? And like
Cody,
I think he jumped out the window.
Cody has built himself a narrative that like he is a EVP, but in the Young Bucks book, it was written that like he was out of the the elite, he was the last person to sign, because that was true, and even he has in other interviews admitted that was true. But a part of this thing of the difference of opinion of how pro wrestling is supposed to be in AEW, leading to how he booked himself into a corner, leading to him having to leave WWE or AEW because he burned himself out the territory so quick. A lot of that comes to now he's a top guy or top babyface in WWE, and like his level of success gives him the right to puff his chest that his proof that he has proof of concept that like his way also would have worked. So when they say, "Hey, you were the last person out of all of us to sign," it turns into a. And he's
constantly threatening to write his own book.
Right, and it's like, bro, go for it.
Right,
like, go for
Tell
it.
your fucking story.
Go
like
for it.
It's
either,
like
either write your own book or sue them for defamation. Pick one. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about this story.
Like,
but he keeps talking about this, about like, I feel like I've been getting wronged or whatever. It's like, you ain't been there in like almost 3 years now, bro. Why are you still talking about it? And you up. And they got a bigger TV deal without you. Like everybody won here. Like this is like the Shaq and Kobe of pro wrestling. Like this is like we're in the middle of like 2009. 2009, Kobe just won his first title without Shaq. Type of shit. It is like, all right, y'all both got 4. Y'all both won. Can y'all be happy? No. And one side clearly talks about it more than the other one. Like Cody is Shaq. A lot of insecurity for some reason. Don't get it. At worst, the number 2 pro wrestler in the world right now as far as popularity, visibility. I don't know why he still feels this way.
One day, I think whenever the real story comes out of why he's out of here, meaning AEW.
I mean, is what I think you're about. If it's what I think you're talking about, then like, I can see myself being mad about that. Because in that particular situation, that shouldn't even work out on that side. Everything else worked out except for that.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry, we can't divulge anymore. I told y'all enough about the book thing. I told y'all enough about the book thing. That's definitely what this shit. And all I've done with this book thing is be more validated by this nigga's public moves. So, unfortunately, I cannot answer any of your questions about the departure in the book, but.
The damn chat asked 2 people asked the same question at the same damn time.
Right now.
Damn,
going crazy.
Damn.
So, the day we able to talk about
ready to speculate. God damn.
Yeah. Look, the day we able to get to it, we'll bust it open. So, I imagine. Look, the way things going now, this shit might be under a year away. So.
Yeah.
The way this is going, so we just gotta. I'm asking.
4/5.
Please be patient.
Look, boy,
please be patient with us.
Rich, boy, I might have. I don't know. I need to set an alert for whatever else when this particular person has reached free agency. Boy, I'm finna use your own shit against you.
Somebody said FOH 2027. The clock starts now. That's funny.
Whew. Glorious.
That's great. But yeah, make sure you guys are getting your FOH stuff in. In the tab. Let us know who you want to see get the first pick, the second pick, and all the start coming up with the content, man. Start coming up with the lists, like the organized lists, because obviously y'all put a bunch of shit in there, like about everything in the world. We can't draft everything, but it's good to see. But man, make sure you guys are checking out the Social Suplex newsletter as well.
Oh boy, they still recklessly speculating. That's great. I don't know what FOH means. FOH, fuck out of here.
Yep.
Yeah.
FOH draft. Yep.
Yeah. So
our end of the year show, paid show.
Yeah.
And we go crazy on there.
Yeah. So. We talk. We bury all the worst things in pro wrestling for that particular year, except for one glaring omission last year, which I still feel miserable that we forgot that one. I can't believe we forgot that one. How we didn't kick the shit out of AEW for playing F Punk All In footage is beyond me. That's one of the most glaring omissions in the history of the Social Suplex Podcast Network. We should have. I would have came off the top rope to elbow drop and leg drop that shit to death. That shit sucked. Like if you go back to our clip when we talked about it, I was like, this shit sucked. Why did they do that? I would have been even worse on that one, drunk or hot. Oh my god. Killed it. Would have killed it. Anyway.
And I be saying shit on FOH that like I normally wouldn't say.
Yeah.
Like
that's what the spirits are for.
I be telling y'all, I be like, look, man, this is what's going on. Like, whoa, Rich, whoa, don't do it. I'll be like, fuck that. I'm about to let it off. And then, it's on from there.
It's behind a paywall for a full year. So if you find out about it, you paid for it.
Yep.
Now the problem is when aggregation starts to get a hold of the other shit. And this shit and they start treating us like we shot around 7 fight for select. Not us, you. Cause you be talking to these people. I don't. I say the fuck away.
Like we got into the Ricky Starks last year, man. We talked about Alfred, like.
Oh yeah, that one was crazy.
Oh man,
that was Oof. I ain't heard from him in a minute.
The Cheese Man, yeah. I wonder what Ricky Saints is doing.
Oh, he got Obafemi sized him in the tag match the other day. Like he had his pose in front of him, and then like the crowd go ooh, NXT's like high school, so he got served.
Hope he continues to live a blessed life,
Boy, I think it's time to get off air.
It sure is.
Yep. Thanks for listening, y'all. Be sure to rate us on every app you use to listen to this with. If you are watching the stream, go to the show notes when the podcast is up and go to the Red Circle link and you can donate to the show there. And be sure to listen to other shows on the network. Oh, before I get to the other shows on the network, go to our Chop Tees store. You can buy some merch there. But like I mentioned before, on the Social Suplex Network, besides us, you have Keepin It Strong Style, All Things Elite, Trish and Sarah Wrestling Podcast, Tunnel Talk, Imps Adventures, Wrestling, Art with Chris Sings, and AEW Match Guide. Thanks for listening, y'all. Later.
Peace.
When you run a business, there are a lot of boxes to check.
Let's see. Payroll? Check. Inventory? Check. Insurance?
Well, Good Thing Simply Business makes getting small business insurance fast and easy. Just answer a few questions, review your quotes, and get covered in under 10 minutes, all online. It's that simple. Check insurance off your list at simplybusiness.com.